Stand up, football fans. I am super excited. I'm starting to do something new here. I'm probably going to do one stream a week outside of the Giants show, and I'm going to try to have a different Giants creator or football creator in general on the channel. And let me lower my volume. And tonight we got Pest the Analyst. He's been on YouTube for a while. He's a Giants channel. Really good stuff over there. I highly suggest everybody check him out at the end of the stream. But Pest, man, first off, I want to say thank you for coming on. I'm excited to talk football with you tonight, man.
Oh man, thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here. I'm a real big fan of yours. I really enjoy your work, so it's a pleasure to be here. It really is.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. And of course, we're going to talk to you guys. Let's say hello to a couple people in the chat. What's going on, Chad? What's going on, Word? What's going on, Aaron? What's going on, Knowledge? Harrison, Jolly, MH, Andy Garcia, Pedersen Steyer, Giants fan, Nathan and now sports expert, Afghanistan, Mark Tversky, Nations in the house, Henny God in the house, John in the house. Thank you to everybody for being here. Aaron Morgan, thank you to all my great subscribers. Nations, thank you guys. You guys are the absolute best. And yeah, man, so I just want to start off with, I guess let's start off with them getting to know you better, me getting to know you better. Right. What made you decide to jump into the world of YouTube to talk New York Giants football?
So first and foremost, I've been a Giants fan for a very long time. I have been blessed enough to have seen every Super Bowl that this team has played in. Very first one, I was young, but I remember like the reaction of my family when they won. Second one against the Bills, I remember that one. I specifically remember that one. I'm sorry. The second one was
Bills.
Yeah, second one was the Bills. First one was the Broncos. Which when I got a little older, it kind of broke my heart because I was a big John Elway fan when I was a kid. I was a big John Elway fan, and I was like, "Oh man, the Broncos could have won, but the Giants beat it. Oh, that sucks." But whatever, good on for the Giants. So I remember watching that game, and I will say that I got hooked on the Giants around that time. That was kind of when I was starting to learn what football actually was. So I've been a person who's really like followed this team, and I follow a lot of social media for this team. So I started, just kind of getting addicted to YouTube, just to be completely honest. Like it's all I watch. I watch nothing but YouTube. And I see a lot of people that are creating content for the Giants, from the Ron Effects to the Bad Dogs to the Fish Vegas to the U's. Like I see you guys doing it, and I was just like, you know what? I really got a lot of thoughts about this team. I've got a really good knowledge of football, and I would like to, kind of get my thoughts out there. And also, it's kind of therapeutic, right? Because this team has been pretty good for a while, so I can just like rage in front of this microphone and like yell and scream, and it's okay because I'm getting it out. So that's like like I said, it's you guys. It's you guys who influenced me to start doing this, and here I am.
Well, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. And yeah, man, that's what it's all about, man. Getting to talk to the fans, getting your thoughts out there. Like you said, it's therapeutic sometimes because you get to rage, you get to show your emotion, and kind of just talk to fans about the problems going on with this team. And of course, we know as Giants fans, Pest, it's been brutal since we won our last Super Bowl. We had that one year in 2016 where we went to the playoffs, but where do you see this team going right now in terms of the future of this team? What did you think of the offseason? What do you think of the new head coach, Joe Judge? And what do you just think of the structure of this team with Gettleman and everything else?
So,
oh my God, I'm going to let you talk. And Mike, I'll get to that 1 second. Wow. Thank you very much. But Pest, go ahead, buddy.
Oh my God. You know what? That's because of me. I'm going to take credit for that one. I'm going to take credit for that one right there. So that means that you need to always have me on here so that you can get stuff like that. All right? You're welcome, Chris. You're welcome. All right. So I kind of gotta start from the beginning, right? And I think the beginning of the downfall, right, was around like 2013. I think like that was kind of the beginning of the downfall. And as I watched this team did not do the necessary things to keep us competitive, right? Because we were on the cusp. We were actually on the cusp of being like a dynasty. We were right there. We were super close.
Yeah.
But it was just so many bad decisions. And then we wasted this guy's prime. All right.
Yes, we did.
The last time, no, the first time Eli won a championship, I was wearing this jersey. That's why I saw, oh, that's why I put it on, because significant. And then I got another Eli Manning jersey in there. I wore that one the second time, but I put this one on specifically because, like, I wanted y'all to know that this is my guy. Okay, this is my guy. We wasted,
you and me both, man. You and me both.
Yeah, we wasted his prime, and it's kind of sad. And as I watched, it felt like we were in quicksand. Now, thankfully, after about 9 years of being in quicksand, I think we may have a rope. I'm going to say this about this team. This team is headed in the right direction, but do they have enough gas to get to the destination? That's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, we're heading. Do we have enough gas?
That's a good point you bring up, because I'm with you in the sense that I think we're headed in the right direction. I'm just going to get to Mike Super Chat. Man, Mike, man, you don't have to do that, man. Thank you so much for love, man. Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. He says, here you go, Tana. Cheers to you, by the way. I'm definitely joining your fantasy league, Mike. I've just been busy with everything else going on in my life. And I've tried, now that the football content's starting to slow down a little bit, I'm trying to, I guess, catch up with everything else in my life. Trying to get in shape. I walked 7 miles today. I'm trying to do other things to try to get my mind off YouTube, because I know in 2 months it is going to be heavy truck and there's going to be a lot of content. So, but I'm definitely going to join your fantasy league, Mike, man. Thank you so much for the incredible generosity. Thank you very much. And Sports Expert with the $5 donation, he says, great to see you streaming tonight, Chris. This about to be lit. Stand up. Thank you to everybody for being here. Hopefully everybody's staying safe out there with everything going on with COVID and everything else. So thank you to everybody for being here. Hopefully we help get your mind off of whatever you're thinking about right now. But as far as what you just said, yeah, I'm with you. You know, like, I definitely think we're headed down the right direction. Like, for the first time in a really long time, I feel like the Giants have some structure. And, like, there's a plan. Like, you saw with the coaching staff. You saw it in free agency. They drafted. There's a plan. You could see it. They're building the offensive line. Now, but I'm with you. We still have to see it be carried through. It's nice to have a plan. It's nice to see a pretty picture in front of you. But until we start seeing some results, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this year's team, but until we start seeing some results, and I'm going to give them, I know you watch my channel, I'm going to give them a couple of years before I really breathe down their neck. Yeah. But until we start seeing some definitive results, it's hard to believe in a team that we have not seen consistent results since our last Super Bowl.
Absolutely. So, like, I want to be excited for this coaching staff, right? Like, I really want to be excited for this coaching staff, and the reason why I want to be excited for the coaching staff is because typically in my life, things that I hate initially right off the bat, I tend to end up loving in the end. I don't know why. I've done it with, like, bands. I've done it with artists. I've done it with television shows. This show is stupid. But then by the end, I'm like, yo, that was the greatest show ever. So I'm really hoping that, like, this coaching staff and Joe Judge specifically turns into something that in the end, I love, because I absolutely hated it. I hated it. You heard that specific episode.
I did.
EA Sports.
Yes, I did.
Listen, I was so mad about the decision to take Joe Judge, and it wasn't even because of Joe Judge. It was because it felt like we were sitting on our hands while all these good coaches were going away. And I'm not even going to act like I wanted these coaches, right? I didn't really care about McCarthy.
Ron Rivera.
I was kind of like whatever with Ron Rivera. Matt Rule, I was kind of shrugging my shoulders at that too, because I didn't really know a lot about Matt Rule. But when they came out and they said Joe Judge, and I was at a train station, man. It had snowed that day down here in Virginia, and I was just so mad. I was so upset because
you didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, who is this guy? Now, when I hear him talk, he sounds like the kind of coach that I would want to work for as a football coach. Like, he's the kind of guy that I would want to work under, because he talks about teaching. He talks about being smart. He talks about being physical. He talks about 60 minutes of punch you in the mouth. That all sounds real good to me. And that's a guy I'd want to work for, because when I coach, I'm the exact same way. Like, I expect my players to go out on that football field and knock someone's face off their body for 60 minutes. That's you. That's all you're supposed to do. And I coach the defensive line. Sometimes I'm a defensive coordinator, depending upon the situation or whatever. But like I coach the defensive line, and that's your only job is to knock out fat guys, knock fat guys on their asses for 60 minutes.
Right. And you win in the trenches, man. And I love to hear that too, because that's the way I think a team should be built. I'm 100% with you on that. Just want to get the true rap list, man. Thank you so much. He says these streams are the best part of the day. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that, being a great subscriber. And Big Blue Jabroni, and yeah, he's got a new channel as well. He says, always enjoy finding a new YouTube channel. Yeah, Pest does a great job over there. I've been meaning to get him on the channel for a while. I said, yo, let's pop on. Let's do a Saturday night stream, well, Tuesday night stream now, and because I was sick on Saturday. But I'm glad to have him on the channel. I'm glad to be talking some football with him. I'm just glad that everybody's here. I'm going to turn my attention to the chat. We're going to kind of feed off you guys. This is a Q&A. I just wanted you guys to get to know Pest a little bit more. Where he's coming from as a Giants fan and everything else, and we'll definitely answer some of your guys' questions. Question for Pest from Nate. He says, what do you think of Graham's scheme, Patrick Graham?
Okay, Patrick Graham's scheme. Okay, here's what I did. I spent, and I'm kind of giving you guys a bit of a spoiler because I'm going to eventually talk about this stuff on my channel when I get to that point. I spent some time watching the Dolphins. I just spent some time just watching the defense, watching what they're doing. And there's a lot of people who may not feel so warm and fuzzy about Patrick Graham. There may be some people who may not feel warm and fuzzy because the Miami Dolphins were just trash bag garbage last season, right? But that's not necessarily the fault of the coaches. They got rid of everybody. They had a fire sale in Miami, all right? Like Florida was about to break off the country and float out into the sea. They were like, everybody get the hell out of here.
Right.
So there wasn't a whole lot of talent. Now, I don't necessarily think that the talent level on the Giants defense this season is leaps and bounds better than that Miami team, but they are better. And what I like about Patrick Graham's scheme is that, for one, he's multiple, okay? So you never really know what he's going to do. Like, legitimately, from game to game, the scheme seemed different. It seemed like he was doing different stuff. One thing that I really love, that I'm a really big fan of, is not having anyone put their hand on the dirt in defense. Like, now, it's not something that you can do constantly, right? I wouldn't coach like that. But there are situations where if everyone's standing up, you don't know who's coming. You don't know who's going. You don't know who's in coverage. You don't know if it's man, if it's zone. You don't know. And when I see stuff like that from a guy like Patrick Graham, like, I'm impressed by it. And it gives me a little bit of hope that maybe from a defensive standpoint, we can do well. So you guys are going to see that from week to week, our defense could potentially look different. You may not see the same defense twice. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. I'm excited about the defense now, to be fair. I was excited about Betcher's defense when he came here too. He did a great job in Arizona, but we never really had the personnel to make that defense work. I do think the Giants have brought in good players, and they had players on this roster that really do fit this defense, because you look at a guy like Leonard Williams. I think he's capable of playing in both the 3-4 and the 4-3. You could say the same thing about Xavier McKinney. He can move around and play so many different roles. The same for Peppers. I think Lorenzo Carter's versatile. I think Love is versatile. I think they have so many players that you can move around. And that's another thing I noticed when I watched the film. Like you said, their hands aren't in the dirt. There were multiple plays I saw in film. Now, I only showed one when I did my film breakdown, but there were multiple plays throughout the game where they would have 6 standing linemen, and you wouldn't know what they're going to do. Are they going to drop back in coverage? Are they going to send 6, so on and so forth? So I'm completely with you on that. I like an unpredictable defense. A lot of people like the 4-3, and I get that because the Giants had a lot of success doing that. But I do think that the personnel on this team does fit what Patrick Graham wants to run. So I'm with you on that.
Well, here's the thing, because a lot of people, they talk about whether they like the 3-4 or the 4-3. In this day and age, right, you treat defensive alignment like it doesn't count anymore. And the reason why I say that is because you're typically going to see teams running base nickel more than they're running 3-4 or 4-3 or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
Typically running base nickel, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 3 corners and 2 safeties. And then and maybe they run a big nickel where they have 2 boundary corners and they have a safety in the slot with 2 safeties up high. So don't get so wrapped around the axle in regards to, are we going to be a 3-4? Are we going to be a 4-3? It doesn't matter, because coaches aren't thinking like that anymore. They're thinking about utilizing their players in the best position so that way they can get the most out of these players. So everybody stop worrying about if we're going to be a 4-3 or we're going to be a 3-4. Is Leonard Williams going to be the 0 technique? Is Dexter Lawrence going to be the 3? That doesn't matter. What matters is that these players are utilized in the best positions. Wherever they can shine, that's where you put them. It doesn't matter what position these players are. Patrick Graham runs a positionless defense. It's kind of crazy the way he does it. It is a positionless defense. No one even really has a position. That's why we got a 50-11 defensive backs. Who's a safety and who's a corner? Who the hell knows?
Right.
He's going to be multiple, so it doesn't matter about the alignment at all.
Good point you bring up. I like it. Bobby, man. Thank you so much, man. Stand up, new member. Bobby, welcome to the channel, man. Been with me forever. I see. Yeah, but everybody say hi to Bobby. Pumpkins in the chat. What's going on? Afghanistan in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Let's get another question, guys, and we appreciate it. Thank you to everybody for being here. I wish I played the Giants every. Yeah. I had good questions. Knowledge. I try to get to one at a time, but when I have a guest on, we're going to talk about it for a while because that's, I want to talk. I want to have a good show. Chris asked Pest if he knows the. Oh God, bigger Mike. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, don't talk politics in the stream, guys.
Wait a minute. Bigger Mike. You know what? Listen. First of all, Tainer fan base. Okay. You know that I love you mofos and I hate you mofos. And when we get into the Discord, I'm going to go in on all of you, okay? Now, Bigger Mike, you want to talk smack about the Eagles, okay? You want to talk about how the Eagles are this and how the Eagles are that and how many times that the Eagles have won against the Giants. But you know what? None of that even matters, okay? Because the Eagles ain't winning no championships. They ain't winning none.
I agree with Pest on that.
I'm here for it.
They're overrated.
Come at me. Come on my channel. Hit my comments and keep telling me that the Eagles are going to win Super Bowls. They're going to beat the Giants, and I'm going to take snapshots of them, and I'm going to do a whole ass video for you, Big Mike. For you. I don't run from nothing. I'm here now.
I'm with you on that, Pest. I don't think the Eagles are winning more than 7 games this year. Not 9 games, I should say. 9-7. I don't think they're going 9-7. Yuri, man, thanks so much for the love, Yuri, man. I really appreciate it. He says Patrick Graham's scheme will play chess, not checkers. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And I'll tell you what, this offseason, I want to get a little bit into the draft and everything, what your thoughts were on that. That's kind of how I thought the Giants draft was. It was chess, not checkers. They were thinking long term. It wasn't just so much a 1-year plan with some of these guys that they brought in. For example, Matt Parrott, more than likely he's not going to have an influence on this year's team, but he's a guy that they feel like will have an impact next year. The same could be probably said for a guy like Shane Lemieux. So I want to get your thoughts on the draft as a whole, how you think Gettleman did, and obviously Judge also had his hands on it, but how do you think the Giants did in this year's draft?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is probably the first time that I walked away from the entirety of the draft. The draft takes so damn long. This is the first time that I walked from the entirety of the draft, and I was like, that was pretty damn good, like top to bottom.
Yeah.
That was pretty. I didn't rage. I didn't yell. I didn't necessarily question mark. I mean, I kind of question marked on Darnay Holmes, but then I thought about it and I was like, man, he's a smart player that can play inside, outside, up top. He can do it all. Okay, cool. Like I had to do some research, and I shouldn't have to because I rock with UCLA heavy. But I didn't have time to watch a whole lot of college football. It's just I got other things that I'm taking care of or whatever. But like, there was nothing in this draft, in my opinion, that didn't make sense. And when you're getting guys that could potentially contribute in the 6th and 7th rounds, like we've got players, they're not superstars, all right, guys? They're not, all right? They're not superstars. They're not going to set the world on fire, but they can contribute. And what you have to understand is when you're building through the draft, if you can walk away from the draft with What do we have? 10 picks? 10 picks, right?
We had 10 picks, yeah.
If you can walk away from a 10-pick draft with 8 players that are going to contribute to your team, you're winning. That's just it. Like, so I was super happy because I was Andrew Thomas guy. I'm not even going. I was Andrew Thomas guy. He fell down for some reason.
Yeah, before the draft, he was going like 15 in the mock, 17. Sometimes you saw him going 20. I never understood that either. You know, I didn't know.
I'm sorry. I'm fairly certain that I've super chatted you once or twice and said, "Go get Thomas or bust."
Oh, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have.
I was like, either get Thomas or trade down. I didn't even care. Listen, if we were at 2, if we were sitting at 2 and Chase Young was sitting there, I would have still said, get Thomas.
Wow, you were that high on Andrew Thomas.
Yes.
Wow. I love Andrew Thomas. I love Andrew Thomas.
Andrew Thomas is the best tackle in the draft that you can take and put in right now, today.
Yeah, and that's what we needed. You need a blindside protector.
Yes, he is the best tackle right now that you can plug in right now, and he can shut down some of the best players in the league. And I'm telling you right now, there are going to be some reps that y'all going to go back on and look at against him, against some big monsters, some big bad mamma jammas in the pros, and he's going to be locking them up. Now, is he going to get beat sometimes? Yeah, we all get beat. The best players lose reps. You can't be mad at a player for losing a rep or 2 reps or 10 reps when they're taking 60, 70 snaps. You can't get mad at that. But we're going to see Andrew Thomas. He's going to be out there, and he's going to be shutting people down. I promise you that, because he has some of the best technique that I have seen in so long coming out of college. Because typically these offensive linemen that come out of college, their technique sucks. It just does. But they rely on their power, they rely on their quickness, and they get coached up when they get to the pros. But this guy's technique is so good. There's one thing that I don't like about Andrew Thomas, and it's the fact that he comes off, he does his kick step or his kick slide, however you want to call it.
Right.
And instead of pushing his hands up and forward, he goes and he clamps. And I don't like that. That's the one thing I don't like about it.
But that should be a nitpicky.
But Colombo gonna fix that.
Oh, Colombo. What do you? Yeah, you're a coach. You're a defensive line coach. What do you think about Mark Colombo?
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
because I hated watching him dominating people on Sundays as a Cowboy. That's one of the people that I hate that I now love.
Yeah, him and Garrett.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He knows what it takes to be one of the best at what he does. Now, was he the best at what he does? No, but look at his pedigree. Look at the people that he's been coaching. And no, he was not the offensive line coach for the Cowboys, but he was part of the offensive line coaching room. And the Cowboys' offensive line has just been bananas forever.
Oh yeah, it's been one of the best in the league.
So think about getting that guy and bringing him over to us and letting him fix some of our problems on our offensive line. So yeah, Colombo, I love him, but when he leaves here, I'm gonna hate him again.
Let me get to some of these super chats. Simon with the $2 donation. He said we just won as if they've won before. I didn't know what that was a little bit back before in the conversation. I don't know what Simon was talking about, as if they've won before. Oh, he's talking about the Eagles maybe.
I mean, look, listen, the Eagles, they won them a little funky ass Super Bowl or whatever. Like it, y'all only been around since forever, right? Y'all was wearing like leather helmets and playing with that big super huge ass ball because nobody threw it. But you ain't won those Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you Eagle fan get, because when you throw snowballs at Santa Claus, right? Karma comes back to bite you, so you have to wait forever to win a championship. And to be completely honest, you beat a washed Tom Brady. I mean, like I'm sorry, Tom Brady's been washed for a little bit. Bill Belichick sabotaged that game. All right, I bet you he went to Vegas right before and put like his entire annual salary on the Eagles. Then he went to the game and he perpetrated a fraud, and that's the only reason why the Eagles won in the first place. But if Belichick was like for real, it wouldn't even matter. Y'all want to score negative points. Negative points.
Sports expert with the $2 donation. He says Clowney's highest offer was $12 million from the Browns. Wow, that I didn't know, but I mean, his value was much lower than I thought it would be. Raymond with the $2 donation. He says, okay, he's got a question for Pest and MYG31. Thank you so much for love. Raymond says, Pest, is Andrew better than Laramie Tunsil coming out?
Okay. Like, right out the gate? Right out the gate? Are we talking about like?
Well, he's talking about Laramie Tunsil when he was drafted and Andrew Thomas when he was drafted. Who's a better prospect coming into the pros? Now, Tunsil, if you remember correctly, he was supposed to, before you saw the Darth Vader mask where he's smoking pot, he was, some people have him going number 1 overall. He was very highly thought of. Right. So it's close. It's close. But Andrew Thomas has been getting talked about for a couple of years now. The guy didn't surrender attack.
I think Andrew Thomas could have went 1 overall if it wasn't for the fact that, Burrow came out of nowhere. So right. I think Andrew Thomas was top 3.
Yeah. So at least on par with him.
So they're on par. I can't. Oh, that's a tough one, man, because Tunsil was nasty coming out of college, man.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, man. That's a coin flip. I think it's a coin flip because I can't like straight out say one person or the other. That's a coin flip in my opinion.
Yeah. Bobby says I'm a little upset. Bobby, I don't know. Do you want me to just focus on you the whole night? I can't. I appreciate you being here. I try to talk to my guests. I try to talk to the chat. Everybody say hi to Bobby. Everybody say hi to Bobby.
Bobby. Hey, what's up, Bobby?
What's up? What's up, Rudy? Thanks for popping in the stream. He says, I like this guy, Pest, since the Tana supports him, so I'm going to subscribe to him. Yeah, I mean, Pest is the man. Pest is the man. Rudy's been one of my best subscribers from the start. So, yeah, go over there, show him some love. But there we go. We got a lot of hi Bobbies. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see what we got. The Pest keeps it real. I could tell. Definitely have it. Yeah, Wild Bat. I'm definitely gonna have him. I'm definitely gonna have Pest back on, probably for a Giants roundtable. I would love to have you on for a Giants roundtable. Next time we do one of those. But yeah, I always love talking to Pest when he's a busy man. He's got a wife, he's got a kid, and everything else. But
I got a full-time job, man, and I'm doing YouTube. I'm a part-time stripper, and I do hair. Like, what y'all want from me? What y'all want from me, man? I don't do so much.
Let's see what we got here. Question for Pest, the D-line coach. Why isn't anyone talking about my boy Dominique Ross from Gucci Moochie? Dominique Ross. I actually saw an article on him today.
Did you? Because I didn't see no article. What did the article say?
I didn't get a chance to read it. I saw the headline, but I didn't get a chance to read it.
I don't know.
I don't know. To be completely honest with you, I don't know much about him. I think he was an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
But I don't know much about him, to be completely honest with you.
Hey, who asked that question?
That was Gucci something. Gucci? Yeah, Gucci Moochie. Gucci Moochie.
Hey, Gucci Moochie. Who the hell is that? I don't know who that is, man.
I saw an article on him today, though. I did.
Who are you talking about, man? Like, you got to be specific, man. You know how many names is in his head right now? I gotta figure out who's on our damn team. Is guys on the roster? And I'm like, who's that? I'm supposed to talk about him or whatever. Like, I got a list here. I got a list with like a bunch of names on it. I got another list. Where's it at? I got lists with all these names on it from the Giants because there's like 100 guys on this list. I can't keep up with all of them.
And he's not on your list.
You asking me about a bottom of the roster guy? I don't know. Is he a beast? Do I need to go look at film? Because if I need to go, I love watching film, but I don't even remember what the guy's name is, and you just said it 5 minutes ago. Who's this dude?
Undrafted free agent from North Carolina, he said. JB, man, thanks so much for love. He says, do you guys like the 3-4 over the 4-3? We kind of just talked about that. Thank you very much. But listen, I'll talk about that real quick. I'm the type of guy, a lot of people think it's a system thing. You got to run the 4-3. You look around the league. Patriots have run a 3-4 forever. Steelers run a 3-4. Good defenses could run a 3-4. It's about the personnel and it's about the coaching. The problem when the Giants made the change, they didn't have the players there that were meant to play in that defense, and it was not an easy transition. So I'm not against either one. I'd probably prefer the 4-3 just because it doesn't require you blitzing as much. But I do like the aggressive nature of a 3-4 defense. I like the unpredictability. I like that you don't know where the blitz may be coming from. But like Bess said earlier, every defense nowadays, like Patrick Graham's defense, for example, They're going to have multiple sets where they run a 4-3 as well as a 3-4. He's going to run probably more 3-4, but you're going to see some 4-3 looks.
Right. I mean, so when you guys think about like the difference between 3-4 and 4-3, it's going to depend on how many people you like in the box. Like that's what it depends on, because if you're running a 3-4, then there's a very good chance. I'm sorry, when I say I meant to say on the line of scrimmage, because when you're running a 3-4, you got 5 on the line of scrimmage. Typically, that doesn't mean that you're rushing 5, but you got 5 on the line of scrimmage. When you're running a 4-3, you've got 4 on the line of scrimmage, unless you're running a 4-3 over or a 4-3 under or something like that. But typically, like it kind of depends on what's your flavor. It doesn't matter. If you don't have the personnel to properly run that scheme, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I personally don't care. I don't have a preference between a 3-4 and a 4-3 because it doesn't matter. Tell me who's on the team.
It's all about the players and the coaching. I agree with you. And like Jawad just said, our personnel is better suited for the 3-4. 100%. Our personnel that we currently have on the roster, you look at all these versatile players, I agree. We're better suited for the 3-4 defense with the guys we have on our roster. Because, Pest, what's the weakness to this defense? I think we could both agree on it. We don't really have a good pass rusher.
We don't have a pass rush, man. We don't have a pass rush.
Yeah. What do you think about the overall defense in terms of the D-line, the secondary, everything else? What do you think of a lot of people are excited about this young secondary with the young safety duo, hopefully DeAndre Baker. I'm sure we'll get into that as well. We bring in James Bradbury. So the secondary is definitely improved. But what do you think about the units of this defense? Well, let's push the edge rushers aside. What do you think about the secondary and the interior defensive line?
I like our defense more than I like our offense.
Really?
I like our defense way more than I like our offense. Way more.
Wow.
When I did my my offensive and defensive, like I did offensive line, defensive line, or I did the trenches video, and then I did a offensive skill player video, and then I did a defensive skill player video. And when I did like the offensive skill player video, I said that there was something missing. Like there's just something missing from this recipe. All right, there ain't enough seasoning in this potato salad, and something missing, and I don't really know what it is. So I like the defense a lot more than I like the offense. Our trenches, man, I love our trenches. All right, like think about this, man. We've got 300+ pound big fat mofos in the middle of the trenches, man. Dexter Lawrence, all right, Leonard Williams, all right, Dalvin Thomason. Like we've got some big boys up in there. All right, so we should do a lot better in terms of slowing down the run, because when you've got 3 gap fillers, you ain't got 3 gaps. Like that's just what it is. In terms of our edge rushers, that's the weakness. That's the weakness right now. We're gonna have to see if Kyler Fackrell, that one season that he had a double-digit sacks, was that because he was working with Patrick Graham as a linebackers coach and he fit in the scheme well, or is it because he's just got skills? I don't know. We're going to find out. And then we'll have to see what happens with Marcus Golden. All right, we did this tag that I ain't never heard of, by the way. I don't know.
It hasn't been used, I think, for like 4 years. It was used on I think it was on Blunt was the last time it was used, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I had to go and look it up. Like, wait a minute, what's this mean? Because I didn't know. What? That's a thing? And we ain't never used it before? What? So we'll see what happens with Marcus. What's he got? He's got about a month and a half now.
Yeah, it's July 22nd is the deadline.
Something like that. So we'll see what happens with him. But like, hey, let's not sleep on X-Man. Okay, let's not sleep on him. Right? Let's not sleep on Lorenzo Carter. I don't think we was using them properly. I don't think we was doing the right stuff with them. But I mean, hey, he shows that he can get to the quarterback. Hey, let's not forget the fact that we got B.J. Hill. All right, Voch Lombardi, who is a guy.
He's fantastic. Fantastic.
I love Voch Lombardi. He called him the Red Helmet Gangster, and when he called him the Red Helmet Gangster, I was sold. I was sold on him. So like, we'll see what happens with B.J. Hill. You know what I mean? We've got some really good people in the trenches, and then when we get to the secondary, I feel good about our secondary, with or without DeAndre Baker. I feel good about the secondary. We've got good players. All right.
It's just a matter of maturing and getting more acclimated to the pro game.
They need to, but I like this defense. I feel like this defense could potentially keep us in games, and the offense going to blow it. Like that's where I'm at right now.
Wow.
Keep us in games. Offense going to blow it.
Wow. I'll talk more about that. I'll talk more about that in a second. I'm going to get to some of these super chats. James with the $2 donation says, who do each think will be the breakout player on D? All right, real quick. I am going to go with, my God, you didn't have to do that. Jeez. I am going to go with, all right, my breakout player, Pest, is going to be, okay, when people say breakout player, Pest, it's got to be somebody that isn't coming off a great year. So I was actually going to say DeAndre Baker before the whole everything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm actually going to go with the guy you just talked about. And a lot of people are down on him.
Christ.
I'm in on Lorenzo Carter, man. I am in on Lorenzo Carter. He's my breakout player in this defense. Okay. Yeah. What about you?
Wait, what was you saying on the defense?
Yeah, on the defense.
I'm sorry. I saw a super.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that in a second.
And I peed a little. Jesus Christ. Man, defensive breakout player. See, okay, this isn't fair. Right? Because this guy could have potentially been the defensive breakout player last year. But I'm gonna go ahead and give tip my cap to my guy Ryan Connelly.
I like Ryan Connelly.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of people on YouTube right now talking a lot of smack about my guy Ryan Connelly. Y'all not gonna disrespect my guy Ryan Connelly. That's my guy. And I'm telling you right now, Ryan Connelly gonna be a beast. Now it's gonna depend on his legs and whatnot. Does he still got the moves? He got the shimmy, shaking the hips. But he gonna be a beast one day. Y'all better stop disrespecting him. And when he turns to a beast, y'all don't jump on the Ryan Connelly bandwagon because I was the first one. I'm the president of this mofo.
I like Connelly, man. I went back and I think it was I think it was week 2 or 3. I was watching the film on NFL Game Pass because they're giving that away for free. And I might even do a film breakdown on him because he's a really popular player. He's got a really good nose for the ball. You really see it when you watch the coach's film. He looked pretty good to me when I watched on film. Now I know some people may point to the PFF stuff, and I don't think he had a great grade there. But when you watch him on film, you really notice he had a pretty good nose for the ball, good at diagnosing the run, was a little bit more athletic than I think people anticipated.
Right. I guess I gotta call out Bengal, man. Because Bengal don't like Ryan Connelly.
Bengal hates Ryan Connelly.
Why? I love you, Bengal. Just so you know, I love you. I'm a subscriber of yours, man. I've been watching your stuff too, man. Come on, just killing the Ryan Connelly train. All right. He's not a bum. He's not a yo. First of all, Bengal knows what he's talking about. Yo, that kid.
Oh, he's great.
So damn smart. I don't know if his plans is to go into to try to get into the NFL and be a scout. Or something like that. I know that his degree plan is something football related, and hopefully, I'm gonna probably be an old ass man by that time because Bengal got to cut his teeth. He don't just go straight to the top. But man, one day Bengal might be up in the front office of the Giants, and I'm gonna be hitting them up on Twitter with my old fingers like I need season tickets, man.
Nick the Wick with the $2 donation. He says this dude is too funny. Instant sub. Yeah, he's great. And I want to have Pest on more often. Whenever I get a chance to talk to him in Discord, he's a great guy, and I was excited to get him on the channel. JB with the $2 donation. How much trust do you guys have in Connelly? Well, you just heard it.
That's my job, baby. It's my guy, Ryan Connelly, man. Jump on the bandwagon now. I'm handing out tickets to the Ryan Connelly fan bandwagon. All right. I've been riding this bad boy since he showed up. I had a feeling about him when we drafted him. I was like, this kid got something, and I was right, but I was wrong because he broke down.
Well, he got hurt, but
when I was texting Bengal about the season tickets, I don't know.
He definitely outperformed what everybody said. I remember on draft day, everybody was saying he's a special teams guy. He's not going to really contribute, and then he got the opportunity because I think we had a couple injuries, if I'm not mistaken, at that linebacker position to start the year, and he got an opportunity, and he played well before that. I think he had 2 interceptions. He was kind of all over the field. He played really well. I'm still kind of, show me what you got, but I'm definitely to the point with him where I'm like, I want to see what he's got. I'm not as fully bought in his Pest to the point where I'm like, this guy is definitely the future middle linebacker of this football team, but I definitely think he could be after what I saw last year.
Don't get it twisted, all right? Ryan Connelly's not going to be like the next greatest middle linebacker ever. Okay, he's not. But what he is going to be is effective, and what he is going to be is clutch. And I really believe that he's going to be a guy that's going to be the difference between us winning and or losing a big game. I would not be surprised if somebody is they're driving up the field, they're down by 4, they need a touchdown, and Connelly snags one, and we win the game off it. I wouldn't be surprised, but he's not going to be like all pro. He's not.
Yeah,
he probably will never make a Pro Bowl, but I can see this guy being a guy on our team that's here for a long time, and he's just solid. He's just solid.
That's what we haven't had a linebacker that's been here for a long time that's been solid since Antonio Pierce. So it'd be nice.
This is a guy to be here for a long time and just be solid. Like he's not bad. He's not world beating, but he's solid.
That'd be nice, man. And John Letourneau, man, thanks for love, man. He says, stand up, the entertainer. You're the man. Also, Pest as well. If Wentz stays healthy, he's an Eagles fan, by the way, and our receivers pan out, what scares the Giants most about my Eagles? I'll let you start with that.
I'm gonna tell you what scares me most about your Eagles. What scares me most about your Eagles is the fact that if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. If Wentz wouldn't get hurt, he's good to get hurt. Right? Don't get hurt. That's why you got Jalen Hurts. That's why. Because Wentz always hurt. Stop playing with me. Like, what are we talking about?
I'm gonna give you a real answer. That was awesome. The thing that scares me most about the Philadelphia Eagles is actually on the defensive side. Your interior defensive line. Now that you went out and you picked up the guy from the Steelers, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but you pair him with Fletcher Cox. I think we're gonna have a really hard time running on you guys. But I do think we could throw on your secondary.
The trenches are nasty. The secondary's busted. The trenches are nasty.
Yeah, they got a really good interior defensive line.
I'm not scared of your wide receiver core. You got good tight ends, and apparently the Giants can't defend tight ends. So y'all can just throw to Ertz or Dallas Goedert. You can throw to them all day long. I'm not scared of your receivers. I'm not scared of your quarterback. All right, your quarterback is Mr. Glass. He's Mr. Glass, right? And I'm waiting for Bruce Willis to show up and foil his plans.
Mark with the love, man. $2 donation. He says, I stand by saying we will have a top 10 run defense. That's not that far-fetched. I actually, you know what, Mark? I might agree with that. I might agree that we're going to have a top 10 run defense because of our strong defensive line. Now, I worry about the pass coverage. I worry about specifically the middle of the field where we got killed last year in the slot. Now we had Darnay Holmes, everything like that, but I still question our linebackers' ability to cover, but I do think the run defense will be good, Mark. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Top 15. I'm going to say top 15.
Top 15. Yeah, top 10 to 15.
I don't know if I can go as high as top 10, but I go top 15.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can believe that. I can buy that. I'll buy that.
Now he's up to top 5. Asia, no. You're way too much. Thank you. She says, stand up, my sexy Tana. I wore my new Yankees. That's right. I got her a Yankees jersey because of how much love she always shows the channel. I wore my new Yankees jersey today, and it was amazing. Thanks again, Chris, for getting me one. Usually when I buy one, it be without the name. So this one I really appreciate very much. 2015 Mets on SNY tonight. I was working that series, and it was freezing. Oh, yeah. I was actually at the game, Age. I was at game 1 of the NLCS. I don't know if that's what you're talking about there in 2015, but I was at game 1 of the NLCS, and I was freezing. I remember when Matt Harvey pitched. But, Asia, thank you so much for all your incredible generosity, and I'm happy that you're enjoying the jersey. Thank you very much. And L.A. Lou with the $10. L.A. Lou's the man. Thank you for popping in.
What's up, L.A. Lou?
He says, just popping in on a work night, gonna hang for a spell. I always like the 4-3 because I grew up with the fearsome foursome. But it takes 4 studs. Aaron Donald type stud. He used to play in the 4-3. Yeah, we know better than anybody that it takes a lot. You know, we the Giants during their heyday when we watched the team, they always had supreme pass rushers, right? With the NASCAR package and everything else. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But Lou, thank you so much, Lou, man, for love. I really appreciate that. And I just want to make sure. Nathan, man, thanks for love, man. He says, yo, Pest. Brady went 28 for 48 with 505 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sorry, that's not washed. He's still better than most quarterbacks. Don't hate. New York Giants for life.
I mean, okay, so there's a juicy contradiction, like I'm eating Starburst in this super chat, okay? Because I don't understand how you're going to talk all this talk about Brady and then say New York Giants for life. Okay, stop it. First of all. Stop it. Stop it.
You know what? Real quick. I want to get your quick answer to this. Is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback who ever lived?
No.
I agree with you, and a lot of people don't like when I say
Tom Brady is the ring goat. Okay, when we're talking about a guy that made the most out of his opportunity and reached the pinnacle of success as an athlete, then yes, Tom Brady is the GOAT. Okay, but if we're talking about the abilities that he has, just the ability, there are a lot of better quarterbacks out there. I'm sorry. All right. Some of y'all may not be old enough to remember the John Elways. Some of y'all may not be old enough to remember the Dan Marinos, the Randall Cunninghams, the Warren Moons. All right. Some of y'all may not be old enough to remember those guys, but those guys were better quarterbacks in terms of their abilities than Tom Brady. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. But if we're talking about a guy who made it to the pinnacle of sports success, yes, Tom Brady is the GOAT, because you can't not be the GOAT if you win 6 championships. You can't. You can't argue that fact. But he's not the best quarterback to ever live. He's just not. I'm sorry.
I would agree with you that he's not the most talented, because here's what I'll say. I say it's Peyton, but I constantly get into this argument. And you could definitely say Montana too. Montana was incredible. But Steve Young was great. There were so many great quarterbacks, but Tom Brady went down. Matt Castle goes 11-5. Jimmy Garoppolo goes 3-1. There was another backup that I can't. Brissett, I think, went 3-1. Peyton Manning goes down. Colts go 2-14 or 1-15.
They get
Andrew Luck. So
Peyton Manning and they pick first in the draft. All right, the Patriots lose Tom Brady and they still make the playoffs.
Well, they didn't. They missed the playoffs at 11-5
because they missed the playoffs that year. But wait a minute, because that was when Tom Brady tore his ACL. That was 2008, right? Because that was after the Super Bowl where they went 18-1, right?
Yes, it was the year. Yes, that's when he got. I believe you're right. 2008 when he got hurt. Yes,
that was when Matt Castle came in, and they did not make the playoffs, but they could have. It wasn't like they didn't have a shot.
Well, they won 11 games, but right. they missed the playoffs.
They should have made the playoffs. If we're talking about the playoffs now, the way they're getting ready to do for this upcoming season, they would have made the playoffs and been 100% fine. All right, let's not pretend that all these Super Bowls ain't got nothing to do with Bill Belichick. All right, let's not pretend that. Okay, you lose a quarterback, you're supposed to suck all year. That's You're not supposed to. It's like it's an enigma. You guys got to understand it is an enigma. Oh, well, Nick Foles, he won the Super Bowl. He was a backup. That doesn't happen, okay? It doesn't happen Show me how often it happens where you lose your starting quarterback and you still win. It does not happen. Because if that's the case, then you don't need the starting quarterback. You're spending all this money for nothing. That's just the way it is. So I'm sorry if you're mad that I'm talking about Tom Brady not being the greatest quarterback to ever live. In terms of ability, he's not. I'm sorry, he's just not.
There you go. JB12 with the $2 donation. He says, you think Peppers and McKinney solved the tight end passes? You know what? I'll believe it when I see it. I want to say yes. I want to give everybody hope and optimism and say that yes, but I'll believe it when I see it. You still, those, tight ends are big. They're big bodies. So it's going to be a lot to ask a guy like McKinney, who's 200 pounds, to go up against the tight end. I gotta see it to believe it. And we'll see how they implement the defense. I think Peppers is going to play a lot of linebacker as well. I'll say this. I think with some of the guys they've brought in, whether it's McKinney, whether it's Peppers being healthy, whether it's Darnay Holmes, I do think they're going to cover the middle of the field better than last year. I'll say that, but I still think going in, I have to at least have the anticipation that it could still be a weakness.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, the tight end problem is fixed. The tight end problem is a ghost that just seems to haunt us. I don't know if we'll ever fix that problem, y'all.
Hopefully soon we do. And I saw a Batgirl in the chat. What's going on, Batgirl? Thank you for popping in. And Mark with the love. He says Brady got carried or the game blown by the opposing coach. Oh, he's talking about the times that he's won his Super Bowls. Well, if you look at Brady's Super Bowls, and I'm not trying to be a Brady hater, I definitely give him props. The guy, 6 Super Bowls. But, I mean, he did get help in the Seattle game. That's what I always laugh at when people say, well, Eli got lucky. The helmet catch and the, whatever else. He got Wes Welker drops the pass. He got lucky. Well, every quarterback gets lucky. Tom Brady had the tuck rule. He had Russell Wilson throwing at the 1 yard line and first and goal when you have the best running back in the sport.
Ridiculous. That's a conspiracy, by the way. That's a conspiracy, and I believe the conspiracy behind that. Just so y'all know, I believe the conspiracy behind that.
And the Falcons game, they were up 28-3, and the Falcons.
That was rigged.
They did a horrible job of play calling. Brady played great. He got him back in the game, but he should have never even had that opportunity the way they handled the clock. So Brady's gotten help, just like every other quarterback. When you win a Super Bowl, you need luck.
That Super Bowl you're talking about where the Patriots came back, I just want y'all all to know that Vince McMahon was the actual commissioner in the NFL that season, okay? That was rigged. That was super rigged. I don't care what nobody says. They gave the Patriots payback for losing to the Giants twice. They gave them a restitution, as Sharp would say. He got his restitution.
Oh, Doc Steele, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it, man. He says, Jersey in the house. Can you see us having any 1,000-yard receivers and who? Okay, so I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to let Pest answer, but I'm going to answer it on the assumption, because that's the only thing we can assume right now, even though Shepard has injury history, Ingram has injury history. But I'm going to answer it based on the assumption that everybody stays healthy. Now, if we have some injuries, it actually probably increases the chances of whoever stays healthy to get 1,000 yards. But if everybody stays healthy, I think they're going to spread the ball around. I think that they could have one 1,000-yard receiver. And if you ask me who's the most likely if everyone stays healthy, I actually think Slayton. I think Slayton fits this offense very well. And if it's not Slayton, I would guess Ingram if he could play a full 16 games. So I would go Slayton and Ingram are the most likely. But probably the best answer to that question is who stays healthy. Because if Shepard goes down and, Slayton goes down, well, then Tate's probably going to get 1,000 yards. And we have a lot of guys that are injury prone in that receiving core. But if everybody stays healthy, I would say Slayton and Ingram are the most likely to get 1,000 yards.
All right. First and foremost, Jersey, stand up. Bam. I'm from Jersey. I keep seeing it. There's Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Bobby keep asking that question. I'm from Jersey. I'm Jersey born and bred.
I didn't know you were from. I didn't know you were from Jersey.
Yeah, I'm originally from Jersey. I'm up in Jersey all the time. Before Rona came, which is the reason why I'm drinking Chang right now. If any of y'all have been to Thailand, this is a bomb. But
I'm gonna tell you what. Before you answer this question, once things are back to normal, we're gonna do a Giants tailgate get together. You're coming, right?
I'll be there.
All right, awesome.
I couldn't be there last time you guys did it, but I'll be there this time. Oh yeah, I'll be there. In terms of
1,000-yard receiver.
1,000-yard receiver, I'm going to say no. I don't think so. I think that we will have. And I see a lot of Jersey comments happening right now. Plainfield, New Jersey. It's actually funny because I'm Hilliman. Me and him are from the same city. Plainfield, stand up. Exit 10.
Hillman's from the same city as you?
Hillman's from Plainfield. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I'm trying to get in contact with this dude because Plainfield is so small that his family has to know my family. Like Plainfield's too small. I don't see us having a 1,000-yard receiver. I see us having at least 8 to 850. But I don't know if we have a 1,000-yard receiver right now. And honestly, the only person that I could realistically see getting 1,000 yards is Slayton. Like that's the only one. That's the only one I can see doing it.
Yeah.
Golden Tate. I mean, he's the Yak King, but he's I don't know.
I think he's more in that 850 range.
I can see him getting about 750, 800. I can see that. Sterling Shepard, I could see him getting maybe somewhere between 650, 700, maybe 750. But I don't see a 1,000-yard receiver on this roster right now. I just don't.
Yeah.
The closest one to it is Slayton, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the other guy you got to factor in that's going to be getting yards probably is Barkley too in the passing game. And Asia, my God, Asia. Let me get Lou first because I saw that he said he's leaving. Lou, man, thank you so much for all the love and the support on the channel, man. He says I'm out, guys. Work tonight. PTA gonna look you up. Yeah, definitely look him up. He's got a great channel, and show him some love. And Asia, thank you for the incredible generosity. He says I got 2 questions. One is if Wilmer Flores has got traded to the Brewers that year, would you still have went to? Are you a baseball fan, Pest?
No, really. I'm not a baseball guy. I mean, like I love the Yankees. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm a Yankees guy, but I don't watch enough. I don't watch enough baseball. And the last time, you know what? You and I watched a baseball game together though because we were on Discord, and I was screaming about the game.
Yes, I remember that. Yes,
I don't know enough baseball to talk intelligently now.
And Asia says, I got 2 questions. One, if Wilmer Flores got traded to the Brewers that year, would you have still went to the World Series? My answer to that is actually no, because of what you just said, because they would have gotten Carlos Gomez. That was going to be the trade, and they only didn't make it because Gomez failed his physical. Gomez ended up being basically a minor league player from that point forward. We ended up getting Cespedes instead, who carried the Mets to the World Series. And Flores was actually a huge part of that Mets run. It brought the team together. He was crying because he thought he was going to be traded, and then he has the walk-off home run the next day. So absolutely not. If we trade Flores, we don't make the playoffs. And then 2, would the Giants would the Giants would have defended their title in 2008 because we had a pretty good oh yeah. I just made a video on this just because I saw I saw all the players talking about it. I'm like, I'm going to make a quick video, and I know so many people have done this what-if scenario, but that 2008 team, since I've been watching the team, Pest, that's the best Giants team they've ever had.
That's the only time I can remember watching the Giants week to week and being absolutely bored.
Yeah, because you knew we were going to win.
Absolutely bored watching that team. Like I'm so used to being like butthole clinch factor 1000 when watching a Giants game. I remember falling asleep watching Giants football that year because they were so good, and I was like, "This team gonna win a Super Bowl. We're gonna win another Super Bowl. We good. We the best team. We the best team in the league right now." We would have easily had at least one, maybe 2 more Super Bowls with that team.
Yeah, and Jawad, don't worry about it. I saw a couple of people say that to me. I couldn't even watch that video because it hurt me too much. I agree. That team, if Burris doesn't shoot himself, and we'll never know. We'll never know if they would have won in the playoffs or wouldn't, but they dominated everybody, including the 2 teams that went to the Super Bowl that year, the Steelers and the Cardinals, and they were just beating up on everybody. That team was loaded. And the craziest thing, Pest, about that team, going into the regular season, everybody had doubts about the Giants. They said, this team's not for real. They just went on a magical run. And I didn't see that coming. I thought they'd be a good team. I didn't think they're going to be this 11-1 beating the hell out of everybody, and they definitely backed it up. And then obviously that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I can distinctly remember being so bored that year because that was one of those years where we got to experience what it was like to be a Patriots fan. Like we got to
for 12 games.
Yeah, we got to experience what it was like being a Patriot fan because we just ran over the competition every single week, and there was no answer for what we was doing, and I don't know, I don't.
And the other thing I thought about when I made that video, Pest, not just the back-to-back, and who knows, maybe we go back-to-back-to-back because maybe you build off of that. But if they had the back-to-back, how does that influence the Hall of Fame credentials for a lot of players on the roster? You think about a guy like Sean O'Hara. You think about a guy like Justin Tuck.
Please.
Justin Tuck would have had 3 Super Bowl rings, including a back-to-back. That might have got him in. Eli Manning, all of a sudden, is a top 10 quarterback ever. He's got 3 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs. So it just influenced the careers of so many players that were on that team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Jason, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I really appreciate it, man. My favorite Giant sports channel and my favorite guy to argue with at work. Great guys. My guy beat their guys twice in the biggest game there is. Only 1 game counts, and Eli is 2-0. Eli is better, man. Jason, thank you so much for the love, man. I really appreciate that, and I'll defend Eli to the death. I love Eli Manning. He's my favorite athlete. And I see you wearing that. I get pumped up when I see other people wearing Eli Manning jerseys. That's my guy, man. And, I know he didn't have it at the end of his career, but you know what? I went down swinging. I would.
About something. You keep talking, Chris. I'll be right back. I just thought about something.
Yeah. Go do what you got. He's gonna hopefully get something, Eli. But I love Eli Manning. Thanks for the love, man. KP with the $2 donation. Moss or the chest hairs? If you have to lose one, I would lose the chest hairs. Kristaps Porzingis. I would lose the chest hairs. I don't want to lose my Moss. And Anthony, man, thanks so much for the love, man. Always love the show. Thanks, guys. The defense is young, smart, hungry, and athletic, and I think they are going to be a dangerous unit. Thoughts? According to Pest thinks they're going to be the better unit this year. I think they definitely have potential. I think they're young. I think they're getting better. I got to wait to see how they adjust to the new system and everything else, but they've definitely got a lot of talent. They've drafted a lot of high draft picks in that defense. They've definitely got a lot of talent, and I think they could develop into a good defense. I still think we're a piece away and just more maturity from being a really good defense. I think we need a supreme pass rusher, but if we get that and these guys mature, the secondary gets better, we could keep this team relatively intact to 2021. I think we could have an above-average defense. I like the direction of the defense for sure. Thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. And thank you to everybody for being here. And we'll try to get to a couple of questions here while he's doing what he's doing. I only keep jerseys of players that stay on the team, Ray says. Bigger Mike says Eli's a bum. I still cry every day because Eli's – yeah, I love Eli, Jawad. I love Eli. Question for Pest. Are you as excited about Garrett's twist on the Air Coryell as I am? I can't wait for how he uses our tight ends, and I can't wait to see how the running game gets worked in. So that's Nate's question for you, but I'm going to let you show me what you got first.
Okay. The first time you and I talked on the phone, I called in your show. It was when we traded Odell Beckham Jr. And I said that based off of the salary cap, because I did some research and I looked to see how it affected us. I said the only way that we would legitimately be able to do anything would be to cut Eli that day. That's what I said. But I also talked to you about my prized possession. And it's this autographed copy of Eli Manning breaking out of that sack.
Oh, man.
Autograph.
How did you get that?
So the day that they won that Super Bowl, I went online and I saw that actually my ex, she had saw something on QVC because she was a QVC nut. And she saw something about autograph stuff. So I went and I looked online and I saw this and it was about $500 and I dropped $500 on this bad boy. Right then and there. That night, I was like, yeah, I want that. So I bought this the night that we won it was either the night that we won the Super Bowl or it was like 2 nights. It couldn't have been a night that we won a Super Bowl because then, you know, we would be doing some Philly 500 conspiracy series stuff. But this is y'all don't know I'm a YouTube football community historian and I know all of the guys. I know all of them, okay? Because I follow all of them. Because even if I don't like your team, I like your work. So it was probably maybe like 3 days later. Actually, was when I bought this $500, but it's worth every penny. And this thing has gone around the world. Literally, it's followed me everywhere. So
wow.
When I tell y'all that Eli is my guy. Eli is my guy. I love
me and Pest could get along. And Asia, thank you so much for the final donation. I appreciate this. Is Pest a Knicks fan or a Nets fan like me?
I hate the Knicks. And if
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan, and I hate the Knicks.
I hate the Knicks. I've hated the Knicks for so many years. I hate the Knicks. I rock with the Nets. Okay, I'm a Nets fan.
Now were you? Well, you're from Jersey, so that makes sense.
Jersey, I'm a Nets fan, but we have to rewind really, really far back because initially, when I became a fan of basketball, I was a Chicago Bulls fan. Now I know Jordan jumped on the bandwagon. I actually liked the Chicago Bulls before they was winning the championships. I don't know why. It was a family member that liked the Chicago Bulls. So I followed the Chicago Bulls, and I became a huge Chicago Bulls fan. And then as I got older, it felt like sacrilege to not root for the home team. So I stopped following the Bulls, and I started following the Nets. And now that they're going –
They were good with Kidd when I was in high school. They were
okay. They were okay, but they weren't great, but they were okay. I started following them, and then they moved to Brooklyn, and a little bit of me died. but I still like the Nets. I just don't follow them as much anymore. Like,
All right.
I don't care.
Like you said about the Knicks, I'm a Knicks fan and I hate the Knicks. They tear my heart to shreds.
What's up with the chest hair questions? I walked out the room. I was going down the door, and I heard, "Would you rather lose the moss or the chest hair?" And I stopped and I WTF real hard in my head as I heard someone asking questions about your chest hair.
Yeah. That people once in a while my chest hair will pop out. People like the chest hair, so he asked me about the chest hair.
When you take your shirt off, you still got your shirt on?
Wait, what'd you say?
When you take your shirt off, you still have a sweater on.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it a sweater, but it's at least an undershirt.
Oh my God. I mean, all right, man, cool. I mean, listen, I got a little chest hair going or whatever, but like, I don't know. Ain't nobody ever asked me about keeping my chest hair. I guess it makes me, man, I gotta turn the fan on now. Man.
Mark, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Have the same plaque signed by Eli in my thumbnail. That's awesome, Mark, man. Yeah, that's something that I got to get. That's something that I should add to my collection. That's great. Let's see what we got.
I don't know what the likelihood of you getting that is because I mean somebody's probably selling it, online or whatever. But what is this? This is I have number 437 of 500. So
wow. So that's like limited edition.
It is. It's limited edition. There's only 500 of them on the planet. Not sure where they are, but yeah, that's 437 of 500.
What's going on, Vance? Man, Vance is awesome, man. Thanks for popping in. He says, "Is Pest in it?" No, he's definitely. I think he's older than me. He said he could remember the '86 Super Bowl. He said, "Are you in your 20s?" He's definitely not in his 20s.
I'm 39. I actually just turned 39 on the 28th, man.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I ain't scared to tell you how old I am. I'm an old man.
There you go. Happy birthday.
But I still look good. I stay in shape. The wife thinks I'm sexy. We good over here.
Chris, you can buy one with all that. Yeah, Joanne, Asia, thank you, Asia. She says, I don't know why, but Pest kind of looks like Michael Irvin a little bit. Can he play like? You know what? Maybe a little bit.
I mean, maybe. You know what? I used to get.
I think it's the mustache.
Probably because I used to get LeBron like 10 years ago. I used to get LeBron all the time. No, I cannot play like Michael Irvin because for one, I'm not tall enough to play like Michael Irvin. For two, I'm too fat to play like Michael. On the inside and on the outside, I'm not really a fat guy, but I've always been a fat guy at heart when it came to football. And my favorite thing to do was to hit people because my goal in life as a football player was to knock someone's face mask off their helmet.
That's a good goal. I wish more Giants players had that goal.
Yeah, that's all I ever cared about. When I just officially retired from playing tackle football about I want to say it was 2020, so probably about two years ago or so. When I was the player coach of a tackle football team, and we just happened to win one of these.
Congrats, man! That's awesome.
Because we win championships around here. I knew it was my last season because my body couldn't hold up. But no, I'm not CBD. And I saw somebody post that in the thing. Nah, man, this is just tobacco, vanilla tobacco, man. I don't like the smoke in the house. I knew that my career was over as a football player because my body was killing me. But even at that point in my life, knowing like, all right, this is gonna be the last time I put this helmet on, I knew that today I'm gonna knock someone's effing face mask off. So like, I never cared about catching touchdowns and doing all that ridiculous stuff. I just wanted to hit someone so hard that their helmet flew off their head and their head was still in it.
I just want to say hello to Benjamin. Happy birthday to Benjamin. He said he just turned 21. Great subscriber of mine.
Yeah,
and happy birthday, my man. Happy birthday, buddy.
Here we go. I'm about to make y'all cringe. Here we go.
What are you drinking, by the way?
This is called Chang. This is a beer that I discovered while I was in Thailand. You can find it in Asian stores in places. But it's fantastic as just a kind of a light, non-super hoppy beer.
I'm drinking Blue Point Summer Ale.
Is that an IPA or is that a?
That is a. I don't think it's an IPA. It's kind of like a smooth summer beer. Yeah, it's good though. But I've never. What is that?
I got the summer shandy.
Those are good. Those are good. That's a good beer.
Downstairs, and I stay with Yingling. That's always in my fridge. But my wife bought me these specifically for my birthday because I love Asian beer. Like I love this is my favorite beer in Thailand, and then there's some really good beers in Korea that I really enjoyed when I lived out there. I love Asian beers, and maybe it's because they use rice and not barley. I don't know, but I love Asian beer. So if you've never had an Asian beer, and I'm not talking about like the Sapporo.
That's what I've had. I've had Sapporo, and I've had there's another one I've had. I can't remember, but I've Sapporo and one other.
I'm talking about a Cass, CASS, or a Hite, HITE, or a Max, MAXX. Those are Korean beers, or a Chang. These beers, because they're not, for me personally, they don't taste hoppy, and I don't really like hoppy beers. I just got into drinking beer maybe about 5 years ago, and now I drink beer every day because it's delicious.
There you go. There you go. Let's see what we got here. Let's get some questions here, guys. That Clowney guy in college is probably going to just trying to get some questions from you guys. Thank you to everybody for being here, guys. Chris, tell Pest he looks like Jamarcus Russell. I hope you don't play like Jamarcus Russell. That's from Bigger Mike.
No.
Mark Twerski with the $2 donation. He says, Pest, try Ding Dao. Excellent Chinese beer.
So I had Ting Dao in China. I spent 18 hours in China. Actually, when I was coming on my way back to Japan from Thailand, I was out there on vacation. I was making my way back to Japan because I lived out there. I'm well traveled. And I actually did try that while I was in China, and that one's pretty good. Now the food in China,
you don't like Chinese food?
Chinese food it's not. It's two different things.
It's kind of like Italian food. When you go to Italy, the Italian food's not the same.
The Italian food is different in Italy because I spent a little bit of time over by Aviano Air Force Base down there. Not in the Air Force. Don't ask that because no, I don't mess with them. But I spent a little time and I ate some Italian food there, and I was like, man, this isn't like Italian food in America. And a friend of mine spent some time in Italy recently, and he said the same thing. And I was like, yeah, it was a little different. So when you think of like other countries' foods in America, it's never like that. It's never like that. It's totally
we had a lot of fat to it. Noah, what's going on, Noah? Thanks for popping in the stream. Sports influencer, go over there, check him out. By the way, he's a great subscriber of mine. Make some of my thumbnails. He says, Chris, do you think the Giants could sweep the Eagles? We haven't beaten the Eagles in seems like 10 years. I mean, I want to be like Pest. I want to say, yeah, we're going to – well, I don't know if Pest thinks that, but I want to say the Eagles suck and we're going to beat them. No, I don't think we're going to sweep the Eagles. I'd like to beat them once. I think we could beat them once.
I think we could beat them once.
Yeah.
But I don't think sweeping them. No.
That's my mission this year. I want to get an Eagle win. Get an Eagle win.
Listen, I can legitimately see us potentially going 500 in the division, winning one per team. I can see that.
What do you think of the Redskins? What did you think of their offseason? Do you think they're going to be a little more challenging than some Giants fans think?
No. No.
You don't believe in them?
I don't. So I don't believe in them because I don't believe in the roster. I don't believe in. I don't believe in them so much that I'm brain farting the name of the bum ass quarterback over there.
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins. I don't believe in Dwayne Haskins. I didn't believe in Dwayne Haskins from the very beginning. I didn't. I didn't want Haskins. That's on wax. You can go to my channel. You'll hear me say that I did not want Haskins. I never believed in Haskins. I don't think Haskins is going to be that good. I think Haskins is going to be average. He's going to be an average quarterback. And to anybody on here that is a Redskins fan that want to get all salty with me for saying that your quarterback is average, you should be happy because there's a bunch of teams that don't have an average quarterback. All right?
There's at least 10 probably.
So. Having an average quarterback is a great thing. It's a great thing in the NFL. So you've got an average quarterback, but he's not going to be great. He's just not. I'm sorry. He's not.
Riley, thanks so much for love, man. I appreciate it. He says, what's up, Chris? Since you're all talking about beers, what's y'all's favorite whiskeys? I'll let you start. You're a whiskey guy?
Yeah, Japanese whiskey. I'm sorry, I just saw it. I don't mean to be disrespectful to the chats, but somebody just said that they played against me in high school.
Really?
Yeah, Vauxhall to the Bay. If Pef played for Plainfield High School, I definitely played for. You played in high school in the late '90s, because that's when I played football in high school. It was in the late '90s. I was a bench warmer. I was junior varsity starter and a varsity bench warmer. So you might have played against me, but that means you old as hell. You old as hell.
So you're into the Japanese whiskey?
Japanese whiskey is amazing. I really enjoy Japanese whiskey. I've had some really good Japanese whiskeys. I've got a Japanese whiskey right now that's about halfway done that I paid $65 for, and it was worth every penny. Now, if we're talking about like American whiskeys, you can't go wrong with Jack. I drink Jack all day long. I really like
Johnny Walker. You're a Johnny Walker guy?
Johnny Walker. I drink some Johnny Walker. I really like. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I want to say it's it might be Wild Turkey, but it's like black cherry. There's a black cherry whiskey that I really like. I can't remember what it's called. Somebody in the comments probably knows, but I think it's Wild Turkey, and it's a black cherry whiskey, and it's the bomb. And then you can't go wrong with, like I said, Johnny Walker. And then I'll drink some Jameson every now and then.
Yeah, that's my go-to shot. When I'm at a bar, I'll get a Jameson shot.
Yeah, I'll drink some Jameson. I'm always down to take a finger or two of whiskey, and then depending upon how spicy I feel, it's either neat or on the rocks. Just depends.
Good stuff. Yeah, I'm a Johnny Walker guy myself. I go Johnny Walker Black. That's kind of in my budget. But I definitely am a Jack guy as well. I like the Jack and Honey. I don't know if you've ever had that. I like that.
Jack and Honey and ginger ale. That's the move right there.
That's fantastic.
Jack
Jay asked for Pest channel. If one of my subscribers could post that in the chat, Jay's a great subscriber of mine. Gave me a great idea for a video the other day. Go on over there, check out Pest. He does a great job, and looking forward to having you on the channel more. Seems like a lot of people like you, so
man, I'll be here whenever you need me to be here, man.
The more I can have you on the channel, the better, man. I always love talking to you. And Jeremy with a $2 donation, he says, let's get Saquon a 15-year deal worth $300 million. All right,
y'all. I'm gonna head out.
Let's talk about Saquon. I love Saquon, but let's talk about the whole situation with Saquon, his contract, and everything else. What would you do? What do you want the Giants to do with the whole Barkley situation? I've talked about in the past, if he's healthy this year and plays well, giving that his extension after this year, because then you're risking, if you wait another couple of years, risking paying him top dollar when he's 30 or 31, when running backs typically break down. What's your thoughts on Barkley? Would you wait out the rookie deal, or would you try to give him that extension as soon as possible?
I'm getting ready to lose some of the Giants fans. They're gonna be like, I was going to subscribe to this dude's channel, but F him. All right, listen. I love Saquon Barkley. All right, I got a Saquon Barkley jersey. I got multiple Saquon Barkley T-shirts. Okay, the running back position is replaceable, guys. It is. All right. Saquon Barkley is all world, okay? Saquon Barkley is potentially going to be a Hall of Fame running back. He is going to potentially be a Hall of Famer. He will probably be the best running back we've ever had on this team ever. And we've had some really good running backs on this team through our history, okay? But the running back position is replaceable. And do you really want to give up that much cap space for a running back? I mean, what's Saquon right now? Was he 20?
I think he's only 23.
20. He's 23?
I think so.
If Saquon Barkley is 23, we got 4.5 more years up with him. He could be the next Adrian Peterson and play until his 30s. He could. But do we know that? Are we willing to gamble in order to have a guy that could or could not be Adrian Peterson. I don't know if I'm willing to make that move. I love Saquon, man. He's a beast. But it was a mistake using the second round pick on him in the first place. I'm just
all right. Let me ask you that. Let me ask you that one. And I'm always fair. I like to hear everybody's opinion.
It was a mistake
in that draft. You say it was a mistake, and I completely understand why you're saying it was a mistake. Running back usually don't draft that high. What did you want? Let's say I know what you're probably going to say, because what most people say, if you didn't want a quarterback, you probably wanted to trade down. But let's say the trade down scenario wasn't there. You had to pick it 2. And now you could play Monday morning GM. But on draft night.
It's an easy answer.
Who did you want it to if you weren't taking a quarterback?
Quentin Nelson.
Now, I love Quentin Nelson. Quentin Nelson's the best guard in football. But just playing devil's advocate, somebody can make the same argument against a guard. They would say that's too early to take a guard. It's kind of the same level, of, at least in terms of significance, drafting early in a draft as a running back. Anybody
who says that picking a offensive lineman that high, and we're talking about an offensive lineman that's going to be wearing a gold jacket. Quentin Nelson is going to be wearing a gold jacket. This kid is an animal, and he will be an animal for about another 15 years. Quentin Nelson is a monster, okay? And anybody that says you don't take a guy like Quentin Nelson to protect your quarterback, whether it's Eli, right, or if it's
Daniel Jones,
Jimmy Falco, all right? If it's Jimmy Falco, I don't care who it is. If you say that picking a guy that is going to protect the most valuable player on the team, then you don't know how to build a football team. You don't. I'm sorry.
Oh, we agree there. We agree there.
We're talking about a guy that is going to be a Hall of Famer at his position. Since he has come into the league, he has been the best player at his position year after year after year, and it will continue until his knees don't work anymore.
Now, let me ask you this. And I saw Sports Info says that we drafted a guard this year at 4. No, we didn't. We drafted a tackle this year at 4. We didn't draft a guard. Guards don't typically go that early. But I completely agree. You and me definitely see eye to eye in the offensive line. I think a lot of newer fans don't really understand the importance of an offensive line. I completely agree with you that everything starts and ends with the offensive line. That's as good. That's how you get the most out of your players. Yeah, a great quarterback could play pretty well if they're unbelievable without a great offensive line, but they're going to play that much better with it. A great running back, wide receivers, everything else. So we're in complete agreement there. My mindset is I am not going to get on him for the Saquon Barkley pick, because Saquon Barkley to me is just on another level. I completely understand why they took him. But I'm with you. I wouldn't have been upset if they took Quentin Nelson. The guy's an animal. The guy's the best guard. Now, what I think will make you happier with the Barkley pick is if Will Hernandez works out. Because they ended up getting Will Hernandez in the second. So if Will Hernandez turns out to be a top 8, 9, 10 guard in the league, doesn't look so bad by your standards anymore.
Will Hernandez is another Voch Lombardi approved guy. Okay? And when Voch Lombardi approves a guy that's a lineman, I listen, because that man knows what he's talking about when it comes to linemen. I was not upset at the Saquon pick. I know I just said that it wasn't the right move, but I was not upset. Quick story, okay? I was overseas in a not so safe environment when we drafted Saquon. I was watching the draft on a really bad signal, a really bad signal, but I was able to see what was happening. And when they picked Saquon, I ran out the room and I ran up and down the hallways, okay? Because I was super happy with having Saquon, but I was really running because I didn't want them to pick a quarterback, all right?
Yeah.
I didn't want them to pick a quarterback because I didn't like any of the quarterbacks that were there. I just didn't. But if they picked Quentin Nelson, I would have probably did the exact same thing, because those two picks, in my opinion, I could work with them. I could live with them. I'm excited about them. But if it was me, I would have picked Quentin Nelson, because I would have known that for the next 10 to 15 years, I'm going to have the best guard in the – know this mofo. Hey, I keep like out of the corner of my eye, I keep seeing the chat, and this dude over here, Vaux Hall to the Bay, he just put on there that he played for Union High. Now here's the deal, Vaux Hall to the Bay, if that's your real name, I'm a moderator up in here. I bet you didn't know that. I'm a moderator up in these chats, and I'll kick you out of this chat. I'll kick you out of this chat, and you'll never come back. I don't like Union. I don't like Union, and I don't like you, and I don't want you to subscribe to my channel because you went to Union High School, and Union High School cheated us for reasons that I'm not going to talk about on this stream right now. So I need a moderator to get this guy out of here. You get him out of here.
We got a high school rivalry brewing here.
I hate
and Asia, thank you so much for the love. She says, this is not for pests. If you ever go back to China, do not bring any pets with you because they actually eat cats and dogs. You would not get them back. Is that true?
No. Okay. Yes.
No. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna listen. I don't hide behind nothing. I say I'm gonna spit straight facts. In Asia, eating domesticated animals is becoming frowned upon. Okay. So eating dog and eating cat is very bad now. Did they used to? Yes. Do people still do it? Yes. But here in America, right? What we would call the people that are eating cats and dogs, we would say that like they're like the hills have eyes mofos. Like they the people that's in the sticks. All right. I'm straight up. When I was in Korea, I was trying to find dog. I was like, yo, I mean, like, I'm here. I might as well try it, right?
Whoa! Did you have it?
No, I didn't. You couldn't find it because
you must be a cat. You must be a cat owner.
Chris, man, we was on Discord and my dog hit me.
Oh, that's right. Your dog bit you in the balls. I forgot about that.
No, he headbutted me in the balls. He didn't bite me. He just headbutted me in the balls.
I forgot about. Wait, so you own a dog?
Yes.
And you wanted to eat a dog?
Okay, listen. I love animals. Okay, so before y'all go and run to the Humane Society or the whatever the I Will Remember You Sarah McLachlan commercials, I love my dog and I love your dog too. Okay, I love my dog. All right, but it's an animal, and somewhere in this country, somebody got a pet pig, and somebody got a pet cow, and somebody got a pet chicken, and I'm eating all of them. I'm eating all of them. I'm eating that cow. I'm eating the chicken. I'm eating your pet goldfish. If it tastes good, if you can fry and freaking see it up, I'll eat your pet goldfish. So in my mind, I'm like, well, over here they don't really domesticate these animals. They farm these animals the same way they farm, pigs and chickens and turkeys and stuff. So why not try the food?
All right, there you go.
Now, here's the thing: if I would have been able to get my hands on the dog, right, and if I would have been able to take that meat and put it in my mouth and eat it, whether it was delicious or disgusting, I would have cried. Okay, because I would have felt like such a piece of crap for eating that dog. But they don't do that in Asia anymore. That's not a thing that they're doing. It's outlawed. Oh, it's frowned upon. It's frowned upon. I'm kidding, y'all. I wasn't gonna eat no dog. That's just a story I love to tell people to make them. I wasn't gonna eat no dog.
We probably had 50 people leave the stream like, I can't watch this anymore.
Joseph, I wasn't gonna eat no dog. I'm kidding, y'all.
Joseph, man, thank you so much for the $2 donation. He says, I never heard of Pest before. Great job. Pest got a great channel. Go over there and check him out. And Vox, man, he said, that was from before. He says, I played for Union High, and that's what got Pest all stirred up. But thank you to everybody for being here. Pest doing a great job. I'm definitely having a great time talking to you. I'm glad that I got to have you on the channel. And I'm sure, there's not a lot to talk about right now with the Giants. So it's good to have you on, have some laughs, talk some Giants football, talk about dogs and cats and everything else.
This is great, man. we're in a rough position, man. You know, people can't go outside, people losing their jobs, man. So if I can take your minds off of all the bad stuff that's happening around us, and we can just have a good time while I tell you a BS story about when I was going to eat a dog, and y'all laugh at it, and y'all don't get offended, just like, oh, that was a funny story. You got us, good one. Hey, I mean, I'm happy, man. I'm gonna go to bed knowing that I made you guys' lives a little bit better because you guys make our lives a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. So I appreciate y'all the same way I hope y'all appreciate me.
That's the truth. I say that all the time. Without you guys, this channel's nothing. You know, you guys inspire not just me, anybody who makes content on YouTube. People who watch their videos, comment to their streams, show love, comment on the videos. You guys inspire all of us to create content. So yeah, Pest is 100% right on that. So anything we could do to, I guess, get your mind off the stuff going on in the world right now is that you guys help us as much as we're helping you. So thank you to everybody for being here. We appreciate it.
All y'all really do.
Let's see what we got here. Definitely got, yeah. He got me. I was saying to myself, this guy eats dogs in my head. I'm like, Nate says, Chris, how long does the stream go? I usually go till like 11, 10, 11, 15 with these streams. So we'll be going for at least another 45, 50 minutes, Nate.
Yeah.
Any other Asian things we need to talk about, Pest? He says, and he knows he's been all over Asia.
Asia has been my favorite place that I have been, and I've been to a lot of different countries. So I'm a veteran. It makes sense by now, right? Because I've been around the world. But Asia has been my favorite place that I've been to. I really enjoyed my time there. It's kind of I don't know. It's kind of a culture shock when you go to Asia you've never been because you go to a place that people don't speak your language and you don't look like them and so they know you're not from there. But like honestly, like I had such a good time, man. Once I like embraced the culture and was like, yo, like I'm here. Let's have some good times and Korean food is my favorite food, right? But the best food I've ever had in my life was in a mountain village in Thailand, and I thought I was going to die that night. I'm not going to tell that story because this story is really long, okay? But if I get a bunch of y'all to come and subscribe to my channel, and see this, I got to incentivize this stuff, man. I can't give y'all everything for free, all right? And it costs a little bit, but y'all come subscribe to my channel, right? And y'all remind me at some point, and I'll go live. Now, I think you need like 1,000. You need like 1,000 subscribers.
No, you go live on your computer. I don't think you go live on your phone. If you I don't know what you film on, but you go live on your computer.
I'm on my computer right now, so I don't know when I can and can't go live. But I'd be willing to go live and tell you guys tons of real cool stories.
Tell you what I'll do, Pest. When do you want to go live? I'll go on live with you, and I'll send my subscribers over there. Whenever you want to go live.
We'll talk about that. Listen, if y'all cool with coming over and just hearing us talk about nothing, I can talk about nothing all day because I don't got nothing to do, and I telework. So when I'm gonna go to bed, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna still be in my office. Like I telework. I can stay up all night and talk. As long as this COVID stuff is happening, I can't go to work every day. It's whatever.
We'll do it. Maybe sometime next week. But I want to say hello to Stiltman. I see he popped in. Yeah, I've kind of been slowing down the live streams a little bit just because it's kind of a dead time. We're talking a little Giants, but the Giants content's going to pick up a lot in probably 6 weeks. But right now, typically last year, what I did was I kind of turned my focus to basketball, the free agency period, baseball. And right now I don't have that outlet because really football is dead from like June 1st to like late July. And then that's when it starts to pick up. But this is kind of the slow time of the season.
It's the worst time of the season. It's my favorite time of the season, but it's the worst time of the season. It's only my favorite because I'm a numbers nerd. And so I like to see contracts and figure out who's going where and who's doing this and who's doing that. But in terms of just like football, like if you want to see football, it's terrible.
Yeah, there's nothing right now. We're after the draft. We're after free. There's Now it's just waiting it out until hopefully we get some OTAs and mini camps and preseason football. So that's what we're waiting for, and it'll definitely pick up a lot. Probably around mid to late July, you'll see a lot more Giants content.
I'll be pumping out videos like a mug once the season kick off.
Yeah,
I always got something to say about these damn Giants. I always got something to say about them.
Let's see what we got here. Giants 10-6 this year. Talking Sports with Landon says, we hope so. That's for sure. Asia with the $5 donation. She says, Chris, what's your opinion on the Jets signing Joe Flacco? Okay. You know what? I don't remember what the contract was. I don't think it was much. I don't hate it because it's not like what they did with Mark Sanchez. When with Mark Sanchez, they brought in Tebow, who's still really young. Flacco, everybody pretty much knows at this point, he's relegated to being a backup. I don't really view him as a guy that's gonna, kind of breathe down the neck of Sam Darnold. But I guess he presents a little bit of, you better have your act together. But yeah, I don't hate that signing for the Jets. I think Darnold will play pretty good this year. I still think that they lack a top-tier wide receiver, so that's not going to help them much. But it was a decent signing in case Darnold gets mono again or something like that. Flacco could step in and maybe give him a couple of good games. But yeah, there was nothing against that signing. Let's see what we got here. Pest, who is your favorite defensive player right now? I don't know if he means in the NFL overall or just on the Giants.
Man, my favorite defensive guy right now. Man, that's a tough one because there's a few guys that I really like. I love watching Khalil Mack work, man. I love watching Khalil Mack work, man. He's just so good at what he does. On the Giants, I'm still on this Ryan Connelly bandwagon, y'all. I'm just gonna put that out there. He's my guy right now. Like that's the guy that I'm latching on to is Ryan Connelly.
There you go. My favorite guy in the Giants is probably I'll go with Dexter Lawrence. I really like Dexter Lawrence. He's a big guy in the trenches. He's my type of guy. I like Dexter Lawrence. I'll go with Dexter Lawrence on the Giants. Mark with the $2 donation. He says, Pest is a numbers nerd, and he doesn't like baseball. Baseball's all about the numbers, Pest.
Yeah, but baseball is only fun to watch live and drunk.
I'll say this. I'm a huge baseball fan, but I will say this, Pest. I grew up playing baseball. That was my best sport growing up. If I didn't grow up playing baseball, I completely get where you're coming from. I completely understand why people think it's a boring game. It's a slow-moving game. You have a stoppage you play every minute. The bullpen changes late in the games. I completely understand why people think it's a boring game.
I mean, listen, I grew up watching football. I grew up watching baseball as a kid because my grandmother was like a real big baseball person. She used to sit and watch baseball all the time. And I remember it being just being kind of boring. But then when I got older and I started going to baseball games and we would be in there, we would be drinking and yelling and having a good time. I'm like, I could do this all day long. So if you want to go to a baseball game and drink beer, I'm all in. But if I'm sitting at the house and I'm watching I'm not doing it. Plus, there's too many damn games for me to be following everything. There's too many games. It's just like basketball. It's too many games. So come holler at me at the end of the season when the games actually mean something. I
get it. Playoff baseball is great, but I completely understand the 162 game schedule. I get it. Eric, thank you so much for the love, man. He says, how many touches per game do you think Barkley should be getting? Okay. That's a great question. I think it's going to be predicated on who they play. Because like Joe Judge said, they're going to be versatile. If there's a team they feel like they could throw on 45 times, they're going to throw on them. If there's a team they feel like they could run 45 times, they're going to run on them. But I think Barkley's going to get a lot of touches. You go back, you look at Jason Garrett's offense historically. No running back has more carries than Ezekiel Elliott since he's entered the league, and that's including his suspension. I think Barkley's going to get fed a lot, especially with Andrew Thomas now on the offensive line. They got a guy who's a great run blocker. I think they're going to try to set up the pass with the run. So I would say if we're talking total touches on average, Pest, I'm going to go with 25 to 26 touches a game. I think he's going to get somewhere in there.
20 to 25?
25 or 26. I think he's going to be mid-20s on average. I'm talking, so that would mean I think he's going to have about 300.
How many touches was Zeke getting on average?
Probably about that. Because, that would mean that he's getting about, probably about that.
Okay. Okay. I'll go with that. Because, I'm thinking about the way Garrett runs his offense. And I know that his offense, like, kind of ran through Zeke. So, yeah, I could buy about 20. Are we talking about 25 touches just on the ground, or are we talking about passing and rushing?
No, I'm talking about overall. I'm talking about catches.
Okay.
So maybe 27, 28 on average.
Because I was going to say, if we're talking about passing and running, yeah, definitely 25. If we're talking about just rushing touches, I think it'll be a little less.
Yeah, just rushing, I say more like 20, 21. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Mark, man, thank you so much for love, man. He says, embrace the numbers. They're a new stat each inning. That's true. And baseball's got more numbers than any sport I know. And I'm confused now with all the sabermetrics and everything else. So I'm with you on that. I'm completely confused by the numbers now. I still love baseball, though. Barkley will have 2,000 rushing yards because he's very I don't know if he's going to have 2,000, Isaiah. That's a lot. But I think he's going to have at least 1,500. I think Barkley's going to have a huge year. Because like I said earlier, it's a contract year, an improved offensive line. I view it as a contract year because most big running backs get that extension after 3 years. So I think Barkley's, if he stays healthy, he's going to have a massive year for the Giants.
Yeah, I agree. I'm super psyched.
Oh, that's why. That's why Pest was looking down at his phone. Pest, man, thanks so much for love. He says Union High School is a trash bag garbage school with a trash football team. Do you agree, Pest?
You know what, Chris? I'm glad you asked that question because I absolutely agree that Union High School is a trash bag garbage school with a trash football team full of trash bag garbage, BUM, MMM bums on it, okay? And they'll never be as good as Plainfield High School, and they're always jealous, and they pay the refs, and the fans stink, okay? I hate Union High School, and I hope that Union High School never wins another football game again. Thanks for asking that question. You know what, Chris? I'm so glad. Thank you, man. I'm glad you asked that question to me, man.
You got it, Pest. Thank you for your in-depth answer. I really appreciate that. And there's Pest's channel, by the way. If you guys haven't done so, go on over there and subscribe to him. Thank you so much for love, Pest. I appreciate that.
Appreciate you, Chris.
And Carter Coughlin is going to be a beast. Mark my words, Nathan says. What do you think of Carter Coughlin? I'm a fan of Carter Coughlin.
Ooh, listen, I didn't know who Carter Coughlin was. And then once again, I was working on some of my positional videos, and so I wanted to go and look at some of his film. Now, I don't think I went super. Oh, you son of a bitch! you dirty mother! Y'all cheated to get those rings. You cheated. I got a ring now. Where's your ring at? Okay, anyway. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to make a rivalry happen to your channel.
No. It's fun. People are enjoying it. I'll just shout him out real quick, man. Vauxhall, man, thanks for love. I appreciate it. He says, we have more rings than you, Union. Thanks for love, man. I appreciate it. But let's get back to Carter Coughlin.
So I watched some videos. I watched some videos. And I really like what I see from him. And it makes me wonder why he didn't get picked up. Like, what was the problem with him? Do you know? Like, what made him fall like that?
What I read about Coughlin, why most people felt like he was a 4th or 5th round talent, but he's kind of like a scheme dependent player. A lot of people didn't feel like he would fit in their scheme. So I think that was the main reason why the Giants got him. But most people viewed him as a 4th or 5th round talent that the Giants were able to get in the 7th round, but he didn't fit everybody's scheme per se. I think that was the major reason.
So, I still need to kind of watch some more because I really only got to watch just a little bit. But I'm confused. I'm confused why this guy fell like that. He's talented. Is he going to be all pro, Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler? No, but he's solid.
Right.
He looks like he has the potential to be solid. And I like what I see. It's funny though, because when I watch him, I get the same feeling that I got when I watched Ryan Connelly, and where I said, "Yo, I think this guy's got some talent. I think this guy could be something." It's the same thing I said. Like, man, this guy's not bad. Okay, all right, we'll see how they utilize this guy. Now, coaching over talent. Okay, y'all, coaching over talent. If you're not using your players to get the full potential out of them, then it does not matter who is on your team. It doesn't matter. So, yes, we're looking at these players, and I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, this looks good. But we haven't even seen what this team looks like on the field. We haven't seen. So, I don't know what this team's going to do. I don't know what the offense is going to look like. I don't know what the defense is going to look like. When I'm saying I like the defense more than the offense, and when I say the offense looks like it's missing something, I'm just talking about the roster, because I don't know what these coaches are going to do. I have no clue. And you know what? I guess it's refreshing. It's refreshing to not know what this coaching staff is going to do. Because like when we hired Shermer and we hired Betcher, we knew what we were getting. Like we knew.
Right.
We know what Shermer likes to do. We know what Betcher likes to do. I wasn't feeling Betcher. I wasn't.
Yeah.
But we kind of knew this is what we're getting.
Well, yeah, because Shermer was an offensive coordinator.
Right. We knew we were going to get. But now we've got a head coach that's just putting fingerprints on stuff. He's just touching it. He's not in charge of it. He's not calling nothing. He's just touching it. Hey, I would like for you to maybe try this. Hey, I would like for you maybe to do that. Hey, remember what we talked about over here? And so, like, I legitimately don't really know what we're going to get unless Joe Judge, which I don't think he's this kind of a coach, unless he's a hands-off coach, right? And he's going to let Garrett do what he wants to do and Graham do what he wants to do. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So, like, this, it's not a bad thing that I don't know what this team is going to be. Hopefully we use this talent the right way.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have question marks right now. That's for sure. Because, like you said, we could have positive thoughts and think Joe Judge is going to be good. And I think he's going to be good. But I still also think I'm still going in with that conservative mindset. I think 2021 will be the year where we really are ready to compete. But like you said, we gotta see the proof in the pudding. But the Giants definitely have talent. And Carter Coughlin, I think, is one of those players. I'm with you. I think he's going to carve out a niche this year. Yeah. I think he'll be in third and long, second and long situations. Yeah. And he might even get 4 or 5 sacks this year. I wouldn't be shocked. Mm-hmm. And man, Voxo, man, thanks for the love, man. I really appreciate it. He says we're all on the same team now. Big Blue all day. Can you make peace now?
Listen, Vox, I think you said that you're gonna subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate your patronage. And if you go and subscribe to my channel, you're going to be my least favorite subscriber. You're going to just, I'm going to be like, yeah, he's a subscriber. You're going to be my least favorite because you come from bum-ass Union. But I appreciate you, though. Yeah, and it's Big Blue all day.
Saheed with the $2 donation says, do you think people underrate DJ's arm and ceiling? I just want to say hello to Jarvis Juice. What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. Okay, let's talk about DJ's arm and ceiling. Okay, I mean, I definitely think his arm strength was underrated coming into the pros, by myself included, because I just went by what the analyst said. I'll be the first to say I did not do enough research in terms of his tape until after the fact. But yeah, I think he has an adequate arm. Anybody that says he has a weak arm, I disagree with that. Now, I don't think he has an unbelievable arm. In terms of his ceiling, it depends on who you talk to. If a Giant fan tells you he's going to be Peyton Manning, I don't think he could do that. But do I think he has a high ceiling? I think his ceiling is probably something like Tony Romo, hopefully with playoff success. But Tony Romo is the top 5 or 6 quarterback in the league in the regular season. I think that's his ceiling. I think he could definitely be a top 10 quarterback and maybe even a top 5 quarterback at some point in time. That's just my opinion. What about you? What about you, Pest?
Tony Romo. Okay. I hope he's not Tony Romo. I hope he's.
Well, I want him to be better in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. So we all collectively lost our S word, crap. We all collectively lost it when we drafted Daniel Jones. I distinctly remember falling on the ground and crying. I legitimately cried when we.
Well, you saw what I did, but
y'all typically don't see Chris curse on his channels, right? Which I respect. Hey man, y'all come to my channel, I be cursing all the time, except for like this certain channel. You know when I'm going to curse because the music is different. You guys will see that. But we all lost our minds when we selected him. I took a step off the ledge and I went and I looked at film because that's what I always do. Like that at least for like the last 3 or 4 years when I really learned how to watch film. Because you got to learn how to watch film. When I really learned how to watch film, when I watched that and I saw what he was doing at Duke, I said, you know what? There's something there. We get wrapped up in the stats, right? We get wrapped up in these numbers that say, oh, his completion percentage, oh, the amount of games he won, oh, this and all of that. But if you watched the film, you would see that he had nothing around him at Duke. Nothing. And they still won football games against good competition.
ACC,
So I'm watching this film and I'm like, yo, imagine if he has an NFL caliber line blocking for him. Imagine if he has NFL caliber wide receivers, because people forget that that year there was one player that went to the pros from Duke. One. Our quarterback. That's it. Okay? Which was also a reason why I wasn't really big on Dwayne Haskins, because everybody from Ohio State went to the NFL that year.
That's true. I think they had nine
crazy amount. They had a crazy amount of players come out of Ohio State. So yes, a lot of people overlooked his arm talent. A lot of people did. Now I think we got another Eli. Okay? I think we got another Eli. I think we got an Eli with a bit of a stronger arm. And
you think he's got a stronger arm?
Yes.
Eli had a strong arm when he came into the league.
I think his arm, if we're comparing Eli and Daniel Jones year one, Eli had a stronger arm.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I think Daniel Jones is going to have the stronger arm overall.
Really?
And he's more mobile. Yes.
He's definitely more mobile.
Yes.
No doubt about that.
And the reason why I think Daniel Jones is going to have the stronger arm is because he's listen, all he's been doing has been perfecting his craft, y'all. Like y'all think he just been sitting down in North Carolina eating Cheetos? All this dude's been doing is working. Like that's all he's been doing is working. When you have a guy that plays a football game, right? He plays a football game that he loses. And then after the game, he calls the receiver and goes, hey, man, I want to go over the things that I jacked up in the game.
I freaking love that story.
Yo, this man wants to work. So, yes, I think we got an Eli Manning and just tick it up a little bit. He's Eli Manning, but
wow. I hope you're right. What he reminds me of Eli Manning, he doesn't
the good Eli, not the wash Eli. All
well,
right?
yeah.
The wash Eli. We're talking about the good Eli.
Yeah, the way I think he's going to handle the media, I think he's going to be just like Eli Manning. I think he's going to be that silent leader who goes out there and proves it. But he's got a little more emotion to him than Eli Manning. You saw it a little bit, which I think a lot of fans appreciate. He's definitely got more mobility. I personally think Eli Manning had a stronger arm when he was younger. Not old Eli. Old Eli didn't have the strongest arm anymore. But I think Daniel Jones is going to get it done. I really do. It's just a matter of giving him the pieces he needs around him, like we did for Eli Manning at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, but see, look at the downfield bomb darts that he threw. Like he threw some beautiful passes. We get wrapped around the fact that he fumbled the ball a million times. He's a rookie, yo. That's what he's going to do. He's going to either fumble the ball a bunch or he's going to throw a bunch of interceptions. Pick your poison. I'm sorry, they can't all be Patrick Mahomes off the jump. All right, yo, Eli.
Well, he's not. Yeah, nobody's
Eli struggled when he first came into the league. Peyton Manning struggled when he first came into the league. Tom Brady couldn't even beat the starter when he first came into the league. All right? Troy Aikman, who's won a cajillion Super Bowls and is a Hall of Famer, sucked his first year. He was terrible. He was terrible his first year. He's a rookie, and that's what's going to happen. All right? But, like, we have to just look at what he was able to do when he made some of the amazing throws he made down the field. They were amazing, and it was just like that was a perfect pass. It was a perfect pass. I have no doubt that we have our guy in Daniel Jones, okay? Is Daniel Jones going to win 2 Super Bowls and be 2-time Super Bowl MVP like Eli? I don't know.
There's no way you can know that, yeah.
I'm not going to go that far as to say that, but what I am going to say is that we have got a guy that we can build around, okay?
I agree.
We've got a guy we can build around. Now, I hope that I'm being Nostradamus here and predicting the future and saying all this, right? I hope I'm not wrong. If I am wrong, what's this damn bum from Unions? I forgot his name because it's unimportant because he's from Union. But I know he's going to be in my comment section saying, remember that time you said Daniel Jones is going to be good? Shut up, man. You my least favorite subscriber. but I hope, I legitimately hope that he is going to be what I think he is going to be, and that's going to be an above-average quarterback. I'm not going to say he's going to be great. I'm not going to say he's going to be a superstar, but I will say that he will be an above-average quarterback. And guess what, guys? For the vast majority of his season, Eli Manning was an above-average quarterback, all right?
That's all you need.
And that's all you need.
You need an above-average quarterback with a great surrounding roster.
He was an above-average quarterback that had longevity, that allowed him to get in top 10 at all the passing stats in the league, all right? And when Eli went to the playoffs, he turned into a Super Saiyan, and no one could stop him. And if we can get that from Daniel Jones, I'm good.
Let's rock and roll. Yeah, absolutely. And Ronnie, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate it. He says, stand up. Thanks for popping in the stream. Hopefully you're still here, Ronnie. Thank you so much. Jeremy with the $2 donation. Did you guys see Saquon? Yes, I did. Squatting 550 pounds. Insane. Jeremy, that guy's a beast, man.
Light work, baby.
That guy's a beast.
Light work, baby.
Bill Goldbrick, one of the best guys on Twitter, man. Thanks so much for love. He says, Giants will regret not giving Clowney a big deal and not trading for Diggs. Mark my words. Well, here's the thing I'll say about Clowney. I'd be for it at this point. He's only commanding $12 or $13 million. So
what did he say? What did he say?
Not trading for Diggs. But here's what I'll say with Diggs. Look what they gave up to get him.
I was getting ready to say
they gave up like 4 picks. They gave up a first and like a 4. They gave up a lot. They overpaid.
We got too many holes to be trading for a superstar player. Do you not realize that we just gave Odell up? We are not a team that is prepared enough to have a superstar player, and that's all we got. All right. The Bills are in a position to do that, right? But the Giants ain't never in a position to do that. We also ain't in a position to give Jadeveon Clowney a big deal because we didn't have cap space. Chris the Entertainer talked about this the whole damn offseason. Are y'all not paying attention?
You watch my channel.
I religiously watch Chris's channel. Okay?
I appreciate that.
When I take a shower, right? I put my phone in the bathroom and I put on a Chris the Entertainer video because there's always a new one out every damn day. All right, so that I can listen to it while I'm washing my ass.
No, I just got a visual of you washing your ass while you're listening to my voice. It wasn't pleasant.
Hey man, I work out, man. My ass is nice. Chris the Entertainer talks about this stuff, man, but we still have people coming in the comment section talking about we should have gave Jadeveon Clowney a big deal. With what money? With what money?
Yeah,
I'm just keeping it real with you, Bill. I'm just keeping it real with you, Bill. He's going to click unsubscribe on my channel, and I'm sorry, but I'm just keeping it real with you, Bill. With what money?
I just want to say hello to Lloyd. What's going on, Lloyd? I don't know if I saw you earlier, man. Thanks for being here, buddy. And Mark with the $2 donation. He says, I really believe his ceiling is Aaron Rodgers. From your lips, I hope.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers guy. Not everybody is. I know some people. To me, we were talking about talented quarterbacks. To me, Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented quarterbacks I've ever seen. So
I'll take Aaron Rodgers.
If Daniel Jones turns out to be Aaron Rodgers,
I'll take it, yo.
we're winning a couple of Super Bowls. So I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Finally, the voice of the reason. Oh, the Hub's in here. Yeah, the Hub's great. You know the Hub, right?
Oh, the Hub. What's up? Yeah, I know the Hub. I keep the Hub.
Yeah, the Hub's awesome. Going over there, check him out, guys. Okay, here we go. I think I saw JP King ask this earlier. Where do you think Askew Henry will fit in the scheme if he makes the team? Askew Henry's the guy that was on the XFL team. Mm-hmm. The Giants brought him in. He's a safety.
Isn't that Revis's like nephew or cousin or something?
I think he's his cousin. He's related to Revis, whatever it is. And he trained him, or he helped train him. He'll be interesting. You know, I don't really see him as a guy that's going to really carve out a niche, because the safety position is actually pretty strong. You know, we got Peppers, you got McKinney, you got Love. He's going to be a depth player, probably a guy that contributes to the special teams, but, you know, hopefully makes the roster. But I don't know. Do you see him really having any kind of significant role in this defense?
Yeah, we talking about an XFL guy, right? We talking about a guy that plays in the XFL. Right?
That's what we're talking about. Yeah,
that's what we talking about. We talking about a guy. We talking about a guy that went to pros, right? He went to pros, and he was on a roster for like a preseason. I think maybe he got put on like a practice squad or something like that, and then he got jettisoned the hell up out of there, and then he went and played in the XFL, right? Like, we talking about like the XFL that doesn't exist anymore, right? We talking about the failure XFL.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
We asked him about an XFL. Okay. I mean, listen. This dude played in the XFL, man. I don't know what y'all expected from him, man. I mean, like if he was the truth, he'd already be here. I'm just keeping it funky, man. I'm a guy that couldn't make the cut in the NFL, and I'm saying that's why I chose the career path I chose, man. Like, some of us ain't built for it, man.
I think he'll be. I think he might. I think he'll make the roster, but I don't think he's going to really get to play.
Was he in the AAF too? I mean, like
he might have been. I don't know. He definitely played on an NFL team. I can't remember who it was, but then he's never really had any real NFL experience. So maybe it'll be a pleasant surprise. But like Pest said, he played in the XFL.
This dude played in the XFL, man. Like, maybe he makes a team. Hey, can I get one of the admins to post my link, because I see a couple people asking.
Yeah. If please, guys, go post Pest link. I appreciate it.
I just listen. I'm just gonna keep going back to the fact that this dude played in the XFL. Like, I mean, it looks like a camp body to me, man. He looks like a camp body. I could be wrong. He could make a team, but he's a safety, and we already got Peppers. We got McKinney. We got Love, who could potentially be there. We got Chandler. I mean, we got like a lot of safeties. So you're talking about a guy already at the bottom of the roster trying to get in a room that's full. I don't know.
Yeah. He's a guy to keep an eye on, but I'm with you. I don't think he'll cover any kind of significant role. Kevin, man, thanks so much for the love. He says, how long do you think it'll take for the Giants and Redskins to be the top two teams fighting for the division, tired of the Eagles and Cowboys? Okay, let me get your thought. We're gonna answer that, but let me get your thoughts on the division as a whole. Who's your most hated team? And give me like your thoughts of the Redskins, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, each one.
Okay, so I think Noah is gonna hate my guts when I say this, but I hate the Redskins, y'all.
Really? I mean, I don't like the Redskins, but they're my least hated.
I hate the Redskins. I used to hate the Cowboys more than anybody, but I married a Cowboys fan.
That's a mistake.
And so I know.
No, I'm sure you're happly married, but Cowboys.
Listen. The paperwork's in the mail, but it might have got lost. You know. But no, I used to hate the Cowboys more than anything, and then I married into Cowboys Nation, and so like now, if the Cowboys, I can't believe I'm going to say this. If the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, I won't be mad, because my wife will get to experience what it's like to watch her team win a Super Bowl, okay? Because she wasn't a Cowboys fan when the Cowboys were like super good. So all she knows is the Cowboys being decent, but never winning the big one. So I'd be happy for my wife, because she'd be happy. But deep down inside, my stomach would be turning. But I hate the Redskins. I hate the Redskins because I used to date this girl that lives down close to the area that I'm living in now, actually. and she was a piece of crap, and she was a Redskins fan. And every time the Redskins lose, I know she's having a shit day, and because of that, I hate the Redskins.
So you base your hatred for teams based on your ex-girlfriends?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Interesting. to go back to the question.
Okay, the Eagles. Here's the thing. I know I'm supposed to hate the Eagles, but I don't hate the Eagles, and the reason why I don't hate the Eagles is because I grew up a big Randall Cunningham fan. I loved Randall Cunningham as a kid, and I also really respected Donovan McNabb when he was good. Like I really respected him, so I never really hated the Eagles, even though I'm supposed to. I hate Eagles fans. I think the fan base is terrible, but I don't hate the Eagles. So when the Eagles are doing all right, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. It's the Eagles. I really don't believe in the Eagles squad this year. I don't think that the Eagles are going to do a whole lot. Sitting at the top of the mountain right now, in my opinion, is the Cowboys. I hate saying it, man. I hate saying that the Cowboys are sitting at the top of the division, but they're the best team, man. On paper, the roster, they're the best team. Best offensive line, top 5 running back. If Dak gets a contract, listen, I really think that that Dak is decent. I think that Dak he kind of goes from average to above average. So that right now looks like the team to beat, in my opinion. I hope that the Redskins are never at the top of the division, okay? Because I hate them.
I'll answer that question. I definitely don't like any team in the division. The way I rank it, Eagles are definitely my least favorite. I'm never scared to share that opinion. And it's more so to do with the hell that they've given us over the last 15 years of my sports viewing life. The Cowboys are second because, well, they're America's team and the bandwagon fans and the fact that when I was a kid growing up, well, you remember in the mid-90s, they used to beat the hell out of us. Mm-hmm. The Redskins, I haven't really, in my lifetime, experienced much hard times with. So that probably has a lot to do with it. And the Redskins fans, for the most part, are pretty nice to me.
Redskins fans are amazing. I was at the Redskins Giants game up at FedEx. We had a blast. There's a video in my on my channel about me being at that game. Y'all should really go check it out. All right, because I had a great time at that game, and the Redskins fans were fantastic to me. And I was there in all my Giants stuff. I had my Saquon jersey on. I had my hat on. I had New York Giants sneakers. Yes, guys, I own several pair of New York Giants sneakers. And wow. I'm a Giants fanatic, man. I'm a Giants fanatic. I do not dislike the Redskins fan base. The Redskins fan base is great. They're passionate. They give a crap about their team. And they're loyal, and there's no bandwagoners when it comes to the Redskins. If you're a Redskins fan, you've been a Redskins fan.
Right. Good, great point. As far as the initial questions, when do you think the Giants and Redskins could be at the top? I think it's probably 2 years away. And it's all going to come for the Redskins and the Giants. It's going to come down to the quarterback. It's going to come down to whether Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins could take that next step. But you look at the Eagles. The Eagles got negative $50 million of cap space next year. They're a win-now team that has a limited window. I definitely think they're on the way down. The Cowboys, it's a wait-and-see approach for me. But I do think by 2022, I think both the Giants and Redskins could theoretically be at the top of the division, depending on the maturation of both Dwayne Haskins and Daniel Jones. That's what it's going to come down to. But thanks for love. I appreciate it. Saheed with the $2 donation. He says, top 5 Giants in the Eli era. Go. So we're just talking. Well, I mean, Eli just retired. So, okay. Top 5 Giants since Eli's from 2004 to last year.
Eli.
Yeah.
Michael Strahan. Human Yura and Tuck. I gotta put them in there. But see, there's so many good players, man. Oh man. Oh my God, man. This is hard. Because I want to put Bradshaw in there because
Bradshaw's a good one. Jacobs too. He's a popular
Brandon
one.
Jacobs, man. I loved Brandon. I loved watching
Antonio Pierce. How about you like the Hogs? Deal, Snee, O'Hara?
O'Hara. I mean, oh man. Kevin Boss. I love Kevin Boss. He was only there for a hot minute, but I love Kevin Boss.
man. Okay, all right. We're gonna top five it. Okay. So Eli's the GOAT. Don't care what you say. So we're gonna go Eli and we're gonna go Strahan. That's number 1 and number 2. And then I think I'd have to go with number 3 being Justin Tuck.
Good one.
I think number 4 would have to be Brandon Jacobs. And then I think number 5 would have to be Chris Snee.
I like that list. Eli's definitely one for me. I got to have Strahan too. I mean, Eli and Strahan were the 2 greatest Giants I've ever seen. I didn't get to appreciate Lawrence Taylor when he was at his best. So Eli and Strahan 1 and 2 for me. And after that, you could throw in a bunch of guys. I love Jacobs. I love Antonio Pierce. I love Snee. I love Deal. I love Victor Cruz. I love Hakeem Nicks. I love Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah, man.
Justin Tuck is 3. I'm with you on. We have the same top 3. Justin Tuck is one of my favorite Giants of all time.
Love Justin Tuck.
I'm going to have JT 3. And then after that, you could really pick out Amani Toomer. You could pick out so many guys. I love so many other Giants. It is really hard for me to make that list. But I will say definitively Eli, Strahan, and Tuck are my top 3.
Oh, apparently he said Giants games.
Oh, he said Giants games.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. How do I misread games and play? Okay, Giants games. Well, they're all going to be playoff games. It's going to be both Super Bowls are got to be in the top 5, obviously. Both championship games were historic. The Green Bay game in negative 30 degrees. Coughlin's face looks like it's going to fall off. You got the 49er game where you're a huge Eli fan like myself. That guy took 50 body shots that game, kept getting back up, took it like a man. And I got to go with the Cowboys playoff game where Terrell Owens was crying like a baby at the end of it, saying that Tony Romo was his quarterback. So for me, those are the 5 games.
Okay, those are my 5 games, but they're not in that order.
Yeah, I don't know the order. My favorite is actually the 49er championship game because like you, I'm a huge Eli guy. And to me, that was Eli's defining moment.
Listen, I'm going to take my damn hat off for this one. Listen, everybody. If you I got to check my emotions when I talk about this game, man. I'm going to show you guys how much of an Eli fan and how much of a Giants stan I am. If you ever talk bad about Eli Manning, and you have not gone and watched Eli versus the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, I am willing to slap you across your mouth. Okay? Because that game, we don't win that game without Eli Manning. We don't. There is 0 chance to win that game without Eli Manning. Okay? And when you see Eli Manning get up, with his shoulder pads is all ripped off and his helmet is way over here. And he's like, time out. Let me get myself together so I can go win this game. That game is my favorite football game ever. That's my favorite football game of all time.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Because we got to watch our leader go out into battle. And we watched our leader who took round after round, shot after shot, busted, bleeding, broken, say to his team, we are not losing this damn game. And that is quintessential Eli Manning, okay? Eli Manning did not have the streak because he never got hurt. That is not true because Eli Manning was always hurt. Football players are always hurt all throughout the season. And this dude played week after week after week. So screw the top 5 because there's only one game that matters, and it's that NFC championship against the San Francisco 49ers where Eli Manning was either going to come home with his shield or on it.
I'm completely with you. I remember watching that game, and I'm going to get, I hope he's still here. I'm going to get to your super chat in a second, Chair Lewis. Great subscriber of mine. Thank you for being here. I remember watching that game, and I'm watching it with my friends. We're at a house party. I was cringing every time he dropped back to pay. He must have broke every rib in his body that day. That's what it looked like. He got destroyed, and that's my favorite game too. It absolutely is. The way that he stood in that pocket, took that beating that day, put the team on his back. That's my favorite game. And Probably my second favorite game, believe it or not, is the other NFC Championship game. It's not even the Super Bowl where we beat the undefeated Patriots. That's probably third. When we went into Lambeau Field, and the guy that I give the most credit for in that game is Plaxico Burress. The way that he was able to undress Al Harris that entire game.
Harris looked like a peewee football player.
In the -30, whatever it was, and Coughlin's face and everything else. Both those championship games were so sweet. And then I'll go with the Super Bowls. I'll go the undefeated team third, the Super Bowl against the Patriots fourth,
and the Cowboys game, because I love that Cowboys game. I was in Texas during the 2007 Super Bowl run. I was in Texas, and all I heard all season was how the Cowboys was going to win it all. Y'all can't stop us. And then when it was us versus them, all my friends that I had in Texas, they all piled up on me because I was the only Giants fan. They were like, "You're gonna fucking lose." I'm like, we gonna see. And we won that game, and they didn't talk to me for a week and a half, and it was great.
The key drive to that game was actually the drive right before the half. 54 seconds, Eli gets the ball. He drives him down the field for a touchdown right before the half. Mm-hmm. Everybody forgets about that drive, but that was a huge drive during that Super Bowl run. Cher Lewis, man, thanks so much for love, man. I really appreciate it, man. He says, Aaron Rodgers? Okay, I'm checking out this guy now. Great vid, as always. I appreciate that, Cher, man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a great supporter of my channel. And Jeremy with the $2 donation, he says, if you Google it, the NFC East is the best division. Yeah, I mean, the NFC East is the best division. Combined, I think we have 13 Super Bowls, if I'm not mistaken. Cowboys 5, 4.
Historically, okay, yes. Yes.
Yeah, historically, we're the best of it. Right now, we're not, but historically, we've got more, I think, a good amount more Super Bowls than any other division.
Yeah. The NFC East, I remember when the NFC East was a division you didn't want to play. I distinctly remember when the NFC East was a division that it didn't matter what team that you had to play, you did not want to play. The NFC East, do you remember when the AFC North, the 2000 AFC North, 2000, probably about 2006, 7, 8, when you knew that the NFC North divisional game was going to be a bloodbath? I remember.
Oh, you're talking about Steelers-Ravens.
Steelers-Ravens was going to be a bloodbath. The Bengals versus any of those teams, even though the Bengals sucked, they got up for those teams. The Browns, we're not even going to talk about them. Who are the Browns? I don't even know. I didn't even know they were in a division. But, like, you knew that if those teams were going to get together, it was going to be a bloodbath. I remember when that was the NFC East. Every single team, you knew this is getting ready to be a bloodbath. They're getting ready to go out there and kill each other. I remember when the NFC East was the division no one wanted to play because you were going to get your ass kicked for 60 minutes.
Yeah, it hasn't been that way for a while, unfortunately.
It's been a long time. But football has also changed. So during that time, even all the way up until the Ravens Steelers, like football, you could have a bloodbath,
right?
It would be okay. You can't really have those kind of games anymore. Like the player safety, the rules that they made change. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm all about player safety. All right, I can't play football anymore because of an injury. All right, I had a terrible stinger that lasted for like a month, and I was like, this is going to be my last season. Well, I had a stinger the season before, and then I went and I coached a little more than I played, and that was when we won the championship that year. And I was like, I'm done. I'm going to go out like this as a player. So I'm all about player safety, but like it was just different football. It was different football back then.
Yeah, much different football back then, and everything favors the quarterbacks nowadays. Taco, what's going on, Taco? Thanks for popping in the stream. What's going on, New York Mets, New York Giants? We're going to get ready to wrap this up in about 5 or 10 minutes, but if anyone has not done so, I'm sure some of my mods could put that link in there for you guys. Please go and check out Pest, and I'm going to be on his channel whenever he's free, whenever he wants to do it, and maybe in a week or two. We'll definitely go over there, hang out, talk some football, whatever else, Asian beer, whatever it may be. But this was a really fun stream. Pest has done a great job, and it was great getting to know you a little bit better. It was a lot of fun tonight. It really was.
Thank you. I really appreciate you, opening up this channel to some of the streamers that haven't, don't have as many subscribers or haven't been doing this as long. It's a really cool thing that you're doing, and I recognize that like. You grind your ass off, Chris. Man, I see it, man, because I'm a subscriber. Like
you listen to me in the shower.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm not just a peer. I'm a fan. All right, I'm a fan, and I've been in Chris's live stream so many times. As soon as I found out there was a Discord, I hopped in it. Like Chris works his ass off. So for him to take some time to give a platform for a new guy like me, it's really appreciative, man. And I see somebody asked what team I played on. It was semi-pro, man. You would have never even heard of the team. We're called the Outlaws. If if I get one of your subscribers, man, I'm grateful. I see a lot of people talking about, they're gonna go and jump to my channel, and that's great, y'all. I hope that I can give you guys as good content as Chris does. My channel's a different style, okay? I don't ever show my face. You guys are getting kind of a treat to even see my face, because I typically don't show my face on the internet, but I do it for Chris anytime he wants me to. But I'm super grateful. I'm super thankful for you, Chris. I'm super thankful for the subscribers. I'm super thankful for this New York Giants community that we have on YouTube, because when I tell you guys that I follow so many football YouTube channels, not just for the Giants, man, I follow tons of different people, and this community there's a few. The Cowboys got a great community. I'm not even going to front, man. The Cowboys have a great YouTube community.
Why you listen to the Cowboys for? Your wife? I
listen to Cowboys because
I'm just messing with you.
Sun Tzu says know your enemy. So I need to know my enemy. So I watch Cowboys, I watch Eagles, I watch Redskins. I want to know what they're saying. I listen to podcasts. I do all that because I want to know what the enemy is saying. All right, I got to get intel. But this community, man, it's such a good community with so many talented people, so many good football minds, so many good entertaining minds. All right. Running around yelling shit fondue as part of my vocabulary. Thank you to Mr. Bad Dog. That's part of my vocabulary. I call people shit fondue all the time. Like, it's not even just Norris Jenkins. It's all, hey man, stop being a shit fondue. Get out of my face. Like, yo, this community is fantastic, y'all. So I appreciate all the people who make this community great. That's all the subscribers. That's all the people who are on the Discord. That's all the people that I see on Twitter, hitting up Chris or replying to stuff. I'm gonna be calling y'all out though if y'all up on social media acting an ass, okay? Because y'all be pissing me off when y'all be talking smack about our players. All right, like y'all can talk smack about our players, but y'all should be doing that here and not out in the open where everybody else can see us talk smack about our players. Let's do it in the crib, all right? Not out in public. That's all I'm saying.
I like it. Yeah. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. And I'm going to do this a lot more. I'm going to try to get other, smaller and even larger, whoever it may be, but different Giants creators on the channel. But I definitely want to have Pest back. This was one of my favorite collabs I've ever done. That's the truth. I had a great time. And this isn't even when we could actually talk a lot of football. So it was a lot of fun. I had an absolute blast talking with you. And I just want to say thank you to, all my loyal subscribers, and hopefully all you guys go over there, check out Pest. And yeah, I'm proud of the community, not just me, but like you said, that the Giants community is built. We have some of the best fans on YouTube, some of the most diehard fans there are on YouTube. This team has won 12 games in the last 3 years. I say it all the time, and they continue to watch. We continue to talk about this team that we love. And, I can't say thank you enough, man, for coming on the channel. And you did a fantastic job. You're a great guy. And I'm looking forward to working with you in the future. And Mark, man, thanks so much for love. I appreciate that. He says, whenever you live on Pest channel, just to leave a link for his channel while you're on his channel. Great stream tonight. Love to see Pest on the round table. Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to have Pest on the round table. I've been meaning to have him on for like a month, even longer. I've been so busy during the offseason. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going on Pest channel next. And next time we do a roundtable, I definitely want to squeeze him on there, get him on there. Did a great job, man. I just want to say thank you again for coming on. And I'm gonna let you close it out. But thank you to everybody for being here. You guys are phenomenal. Best subscribers on YouTube. Hopefully everybody stays safe out there, and enjoy the rest of your night, the next 51 minutes of it. But Pest, go ahead and close it out, my man.
Hey guys, listen, be great to each other. All right. We in some crazy times. And we don't even need to speak on the crazy times. We in some crazy times, man. Be great to each other, man. We all one big community.
This is a Giants community, right? But this is a people community. Be great to each other. Because I love each and every one of y'all, man. I don't care who you are, where you from, what you do. I've been around the world. I've seen some places, man, that y'all don't want to see. And I'm telling you right now, man, that where we are right now, man, this is the best place to be. And I appreciate all of y'all, man. I really, really do. So thank you guys for giving us your time. All right. It's not about me and Chris's time. It's about your time. Thank you for giving us your time and allowing us to touch you a little bit. To touch you, that don't even really sound like that. You know what I'm saying, though? Allowing us to talk to y'all and get your mind off of all the crazy stuff that's going on. I hope to see a whole lot of y'all in my comment section. I hope to see a whole lot of y'all, interacting with me on YouTube. It's at Pestilence, PESTALANCE. All right. I always put it at the end of my.
Oh, that's on your Twitter, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. What I said?
You said on YouTube.
Oh, on Twitter. That's at Pestilence. All right. Come in and follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. Let's talk Giants football. We on the come up, y'all. All right. We are on the come up. We are in the right direction. Bring some gas cans because we're gonna need a lot of gas. Love y'all. And I'll see you guys later. Deuces.
All right. Have a great night, guys. And let me just get Danny, man. Thanks so much for the $2 donation. Stand up and have a great night, guys. Thank you to everybody for being here. And like Best said, be safe and show some love to each other. Have a good night, guys.
Deuces.
And we are